What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another episode of the High Council. This is the first High Council post the High Council meeting for the very first time ever. Very, very exciting time in Chicago at Star Wars Celebration. And I'm going to introduce you to a couple of my brothers. And I can actually call them my real life brothers now because we have hung out. We have fought wars against Disney and Lucasfilm head on in person now. What's going on, fellas? First off, I'm going to introduce you to the Andre the Giant reincarnated. I can confirm that because I saw him in person. Jeff Hicks from World Class Bullshitters. What's up, brother?
Oh, not much, dude. I just got back from Celebration about, 4 hours ago. Not even 4 hours ago, 3 hours ago. So I'm still feeling the Celebration excitement. But it's good to be here on the High Council. I'm ready for an awesome episode. And we have so much to talk about, much more than any episode we've ever had in history.
You said that right. You said that right. And the man, the myth, the legend, the creator of Cyber Frog Blood Honey, my friend, your friend, our brother, EVS from Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Ethan Van Skyver, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing, everyone? I'm a 26-year veteran of the comic book industry, world's most charming, elegant, eloquent, and yet humble man. Great big Star Wars fan. Great to be here on the High Council tonight. Just got back from Star Wars Celebration. Brian Young was like, hey, we're there to celebrate. We're there to celebrate Star Wars. It's right there in the title, Star Wars Celebration. Celebrate. I'm like, Wars is also in the title, mother effer. And that's what we bring. That's what we bring. We are warring against these SJW weirdos in Star Wars and Disney. And I can't do it without you guys. Can't do it without you guys in the chat either. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, we've got a hell of a turnout so far. We've already got almost 700 people watching. Smash that melee button if you don't mind. That is a simple request from a simple man that just returned from Chicago Star Wars Celebration. And I had a great time. I know there was a lot of speculation from people that don't understand the Fandom Menace and understand the High Council and going, oh, what are these guys going to do? What are they going to do? We did what we told you we were going to do. We went, we hung out, we met a lot of awesome people. We talked about Star Wars. We gave our opinions on what was released, whether that be positive or negative, because that's what we do. And we had a great time. I don't know what the big deal was. It's almost like you guys are making a bigger deal than you should have about us, all of these people that don't like us. But I told you this last night, EVS, when you were live streaming with me here on the channel. I've never really been recognized more than I have at Star Wars Celebration. I would assume there was at least 200-300 people probably that recognized me, stopped, wanted to get a picture with me, talk to me. That speaks volumes as to what we're doing within the Fandom Menace right now, and how many people are connecting with what we are talking about. And even people that don't agree with me, I had a few people that didn't agree with me that talked to me, and they were respectful conversations. And I had a blast. I'm still trying to wrap my head around how many people recognized me in person, but it really told me, it really confirmed that we're doing the right thing. We're connecting with the right people, and we are working really hard to fight for Star Wars because we love Star Wars. And that was my takeaway from everything. So what about you, EVS?
Well, I wasn't surprised that you were recognized as often as you were. Your channel is the biggest of ours, and yeah, people were anticipating meeting you, and of course they stopped you. You've got a very familiar face. You don't hide behind a laughing man avatar like I do. No, and that's the other thing. People are happy. They like your slogan. What's up, geeks and gamers? They all want to hear you do that. And yeah, I think it was a good time, and it was probably good for you to realize that the reach that you have. It's kind of abstract when you just look at your raw numbers, but you have to realize when you put out a video and it gets 100,000 views on it, that's as big as 2 football stadiums full of people. You are speaking to a lot of people, my friend.
Well, I appreciate that, and it really was. It was awesome. I mean, there's no doubt it makes you feel good. And I had one guy, and I don't know how it happened. Like, I'm just standing there. I was talking to Anna and Jesse and Odin, and all of a sudden this guy comes up. He goes, "It's Geeks and Gamers coming to you with another," and he screamed video. And I just, on cue, just screamed video with him. I mean, he screamed as loud as he possibly could, and I just connected with him and just screamed it with him. I didn't even know he was going to do it. I didn't know how long it was going to go. But it worked, and people were like, that was awesome. That was super cool. And So yeah, that was absolutely crazy, and it helped rebuild my confidence because I needed it after I met Jeff because he is a very large man.
No doubt.
So Jeff, or actually, so EVS overall, outside of talking about all the people recognizing me, how was your experience personally with coming to Celebration and hanging out?
It was quick. It was brief. I had a really, really good time. I got to hang out with you guys. I got to hang out with Anna, Jesse, Odin, all of the Josiah a little bit. I said hello to him. I didn't really get to hang out with him, but all of the Fandom Menace crew. And then the bar party was hilarious. It was a lot of fun. Everybody was highly energized. Everybody was happy, having a good time in each other's company. The convention, of course, wasn't nearly as good as the initial Fandom Menace party was. Let's face it. But it was still fun. Making some videos. I met a lot of people who said, "Hey, we're big fans." I wanted to shake hands and take pictures, but I really didn't meet anyone who didn't like me, and maybe that's just because they stayed away from me. But nobody came up to me and said, "Hey, mother effer, stop making fun of Rose Tico." Nothing like that happened, and I was kind of had my camera ready and everything, so little disappointed. But all in all, a great time. Standout, I think, was seeing Warwick Davis go by in his scooter. When we were going out to dinner, me and Jeff and Jesse and Anna and the whole group were standing down in the lobby of the hotel, getting ready to grab a taxi, make plans to go to dinner. And all of a sudden, a train of little people on scooters goes by. There are like four little people on scooters. That's Warwick Davis's entourage. And he was there. I kind of caught up to him, got a little bit of footage, got a quick bit of footage of him. He looked great. But he was on his way to a meeting and didn't have time to kind of sit for an interview or anything like that, obviously. But boy, I think that was a neat moment.
That's awesome. And yeah, I mean, the bar meetup was amazing. And I mean, it's no secret, everybody knows I'm really not a bar guy, but seeing the passion and the turnout and the enthusiasm from everybody, it's actually created some discussion between us three. We're not really ready to announce anything, but we're discussing some plans for another meetup in the distant future. And I'm excited about that. And that bar meetup was absolutely amazing. Sitting there, autographing posters, and that was just a surreal feeling. But anyway, so Jeff, what were your thoughts, my friend?
Well, I had a lot more fun outside of the convention than at the convention, but the convention was good. So I was there I didn't get there all 5 days. I take that back. Sunday, I got snowed in, so I didn't make it to the show Sunday. But it was cool to meet you on Thursday, Jeremy. It was a lot of fun. And then Jesse and Anna and I had lunch and hung out till like 4 in the morning, which was really fun. But at Star Wars Celebration, like you, I got recognized quite a bit. Most people would look at me, and then they'd look away, and then they'd look back, and then they'd ask if it was me. And I said yes, and I smiled and shook their hands, took pictures, all that fun stuff. So that was a lot of fun for me. Everyone was nice, really nice. And like I was telling you off air, I'm surprised the variety of people that listen to the show. So, we can tell who like the super diehard fans are. We know them. But I had people from every walks of life. I had an older guy who was an artist who does children's books come up to me. And I was like, cool. And he was like the nicest, coolest dude. But I would have never guessed in a million years that he was a fan of our channel. Him and his buddy both liked our stuff. So I thought that was cool. A guy with his kids, they're walking around. He said he was a fan of the channel and the High Council and all that stuff. Everyone, no one could be nicer. No one gave me any dirty looks. No one bothered me. I got to meet one of my favorite YouTubers, Robo from the Fwoosh, so that was neat. And he and I are going to do a crossover in the near future. And it was just a really positive experience. I actually bought something Star Wars at the show, so that's how much fun I had.
What did you buy?
Yeah, what did you buy?
Well, okay, so my favorite Han Solo figure is from like 2004, and this guy had them like for $12 a piece, brand new in the box. I was like, I'll buy them both. So I bought those, and then I got an Obi-Wan Kenobi half price, and I thought, it feels kind of good to buy something Star Wars related, but nothing new trilogy.
Yeah, and there was, I mean, the out of the hundreds of people that I met and interacted with, I really only had one person, and it's hard for me to even say this is negative, but like I said, just, the guy that I was on a live stream, a lot of people saw it, and I'm on an escalator, and he goes, "Aren't you the guy that hates Star Wars?" And I was like, "I'm the guy that hates shitty Star Wars." And then everybody saw like, hey, this guy actually is sarcastic in real life too. But then he and I had a conversation. We talked about it and shook hands, walked away. No negativity from anybody. I'm out there live streaming at one point, and I see this dad and this son standing in the distance, and I'm trying to like, I don't know if we're waiting on a taxi or what. And so I just kind of keep side eyeing just a little bit, and I'm still doing my live stream. And then finally I see him showing his son me on the phone. And I'm like, "Are you guys watching me?" And he's like, "Yeah, we're big fans." I'm like, "What?" So I walked over, introduced him, had the kids say, "What's up, Geeks and Gamers," to the camera. And that was a great moment. And I got to talk about how that's Star Wars right there. That this dad's probably introduced his son to the original trilogy. This kid probably loves Luke Skywalker. He probably loves Han Solo, things like that. It was a great experience. So there was no negativity. As much as people want to sit there and say that there was going to be all of this, it really just seemed like everybody hates The Last Jedi. That's really what it seems like. So we're going to I've got a slew of super chats. I don't want to get too bogged down on these. So I'm going to go ahead and run through a few, and then we're going to talk about some of the things that happened at Star Wars Celebration with the panels and some of the content that was released and our thoughts on that. Rum Runner says, "Today is my birthday. May I beseech the High Council to sing happy birthday for me." I'm going to let EVS do that. Do you have your piano, EVS, or you want to do that later?
You assign me to
yes,
to
sir.
sing
Yes, sir.
birthday?
Yes, sir. This is the one time I'm going to pull rank and say I'm the leader of the Fandom Menace. You have to do it. So.
Wow. What do you think of that, Jeff? That's crazy.
I know, but you have the best singing
happy
voice.
birthday.
You have the best singing voice on the council.
That is true. That is true.
Well, you want to come back to that? We'll come back to that. We might conveniently forget it.
We'll
we might
come back to that. I don't have access.
We may conveniently forget, but I will say, Rum Runner, on 3, we will all say happy birthday to you. How about that? Okay, on 3, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, that was a very, very ill-timed one, but that's okay. All right, so Blake Weiss, hey guys, let's see, wish I could have met you at Celebration. Unfortunately, the Army said training in a blizzard was more important. Well, we appreciate your service, Blake, and maybe next time we will be at Anaheim 2020, so make your plans. And since we have over 1,200 people watching already, first of all, smash that melee button, and let me go ahead and take an opportunity to say I have made an announcement that for Anaheim 2020 Star Wars Celebration, because of the appreciation for all of the support that you have given myself and Geeks and Gamers, I am going to be picking, I don't know how I'm going to do this yet. This is one of these ideas that I just was sitting at my desk here, and I was like, I'm going to do this, and I'm probably going to regret it. But all expense paid trip to Star Wars Celebration 2020. I'm going to pay for hotel, airfare, and a 5-day ticket. I don't know how I'm going to do this in terms of picking someone, but just stay connected to Geeks and Gamers on the channel and the website. I will have one of my writers write up an article once I decide how I'm going to do this, but just go ahead and keep your ears open for that and more details to come in the near future, because I think the High Council, the Fandom Menace, is going to have something pretty cool planned for Anaheim 2020.
Can you pick me?
Yeah, of course, Jeff. Of course.
All right, cool. I think you should pick Ethan too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
you're the leader. We're your responsibility. So I think take care of it, man.
The leader of Fandom Menace has to actually pay for everyone else. I dig that idea. Responsibility, great power.
Crown's starting to get heavy all of a sudden. All right. I mean, I've already pretty much, not pretty much, I've already guaranteed Andy from the UK that I will make sure he's at Celebration 2020, because Andy is awesome. Andy is just a genuinely good human being. He has been a supporter of our channels and our communities and our Fandom Menace and everything for so long. And he's a good guy. Stairs.
He deserved it.
So I disagree.
So Andy Andy was Andy is at least in Andy's mind, Andy is a simple guy, just a regular guy, but he doesn't understand what he did for everybody there. And I shared some personal stuff with him, about like how I felt about his presence there and how it affected me and everything. And so Andy's just a good dude. He's a good guy, and he made everybody's trip significantly better simply by his presence alone. And that's just, I'm thankful for that. So I promise you that Andy will be at Star Wars Celebration 2020. I will make sure that happens.
You missed out on last night with Andy.
What happened?
Oh, we all went to Fogo de Chao for dinner. Oh my God, it was great. But
so good, man.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with Andy. Andy was in our car video.
Man, I loved the where he fell out of the car video.
I caught him.
Here's what I want to do. When we are at Star Wars Celebration 2020, all right, you guys know I have the Z car. I have a 2-seater Z car, 1991 Z car. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that before.
No.
I never mentioned that before. 2-seater Z car hatchback. I want Jeff in the passenger seat. And I want Andy to be curled up in the back hatch. I don't even know if he can fit. We're going to figure this out, though. And I want Andy to be laid up in the hatchback while we do a car video. I think that will be fantastic. I don't even know if Jeff can fit. I don't even know if Jeff can fit in the goddamn Z car.
We'll try. I don't know.
Jeff, what do you drive? What kind of car do you drive?
I used to have a Jetta wagon. My head would touch the ceiling, but no, I have a Jeep.
Shaquille O'Neal, like he used to, he lived in Orlando, and I used to see him at the gym. He drove the front end of a Mack truck, and I was like, that is badass. Like he had a tricked out Mack truck, the front of it with lights all over it and everything. That's what you need.
Well, folks, World Class Bullshitters will be live Thursday. We should start a Mack truck fund.
I will start the GoFundMe for the Mack truck.
Yeah,
I'll get my CDLs and everything. I'll deliver the merchandise to people.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I want to see that happen. So yeah, that's one thing about the car videos that like if you have multiple people involved in a car video, anything can happen, and that's why they're so fascinating. Like the last one we did on Jesse Milestones channel. It was me and Jesse and Andy and Anna, and we're sitting there, and I didn't want to pull all the way up to the hotel because we were still live, and so I pulled over, and it was snowing. And right on cue, Anna just gets out. Or first of all, she wanted to get out, but I had the Anna locks, is what I call them, to keep her where she couldn't just jump out of the car because she will. But eventually, I can't remember what she did. She threatened me with something to the point where it scared me enough, so I let her out. So she goes and she's building a snowman, and she's out there for a while. I pull the vehicle off thinking I'm going to fool her that we're gone. But no, she fooled me because she doesn't care. She's like, I'm just building a snowman. I don't care what's going on. So I pull up so we can get her to sing, Do You Want to Build a Snowman? Because we were making fun of her because it's Anna building, snowman. So what does she do? I let the effing window down. And what does she do? She throws a goddamn snowball right in there and nails me. And then it hits all over Jesse and everything. I think Andy's the only one that didn't get hit. So then I jump out. It was very, very slippery out there. I jump out and I go chase her. And of course, Anna's very fast. And I chased after her. I couldn't catch her. And I was so tired. And Anna's gone. She's gone. I don't even know where she went. And everybody's like, this is the craziest thing ever. I'm like, this is a car video. You never know what the hell is going to happen. So they're really funny. And so I really want to see this Jeff in the Z car with me and Andy. And we have Andy in the back in the hatchback. I think we've got gold on our hands.
Andy, I apologize in advance for your knees. Poor guy. He's so nice. Why are we going to torture him, dude?
I think he enjoys it. I do. All right. Nicholas Glenn already told EVS and Jeremy in the other live streams, but thanks to you as well, Jeff, for everything you do. It was an honor meeting you in Chicago and hanging out. Long live the Fandom Menace and hail to the High Council.
Nicholas Glenn rules.
He really does. Yeah.
Dude's awesome.
He is awesome. He took me out there to his car, and he's got a badass vehicle. He wants to race me in the Z car. I told him I don't race anymore, but he's got a really nice ride, and I really appreciate it. He told me, he's like, take it for a spin, man. He's plastered. He's like, take it for a spin, man. I'm like, dude, you don't know what you're saying right now, so I'm not driving your car. And but yeah, good guy, and it was awesome meeting him. Bernard says, looking at the direction of the MCU is headed, thanks, Bree. I figure Disney is going to raise the price to their theme parks another 25% soon. Well, as the only person that really follows theme parks, Disney is always raising prices for their theme parks, always, and they always will, because people are going to come and they're going to pay huge money. They just did a huge increase because of Star Wars Land coming, and they know they can get away with it. And it's not just isolated to Disney, because Universal does the same thing. Universal and Disney are pretty much raising their prices to compete with each other. It's just the market. The market determines the market, and the market allows them to raise these prices. And as long as people are paying, I mean, at this point, they have to turn people away from these parks. That's how many people are showing up. So it is what it is. Demajanai is here in the chat. Demajanai was at the bar that night. Demajanai is an awesome guy. So if you have not subscribed to Demajanai's channel, he was great. He was supportive, and it was really nice to hang out with him.
That guy is awesome. I love Demajanai.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's really cool. TLJ Screwjob, hail Big Bro Jeff, Cousin Jer, and Uncle EVS. Thank you.
Hello. I like that title.
Yeah, thank you. Logan Michael, the giant pop from Celebration, it haunts me. Logan Michael.
I took a picture in that box, pops. Logan Michael.
Logan Michael on Twitter is using, I did a live stream from Celebration, and at one point it got really pixelated, like really bad. And Josiah posted a screenshot of me pixelated, and he says, "This is the scariest image I've ever seen in my life." And then so Logan Michael's using that as his profile picture.
He's been sending me messages about his Batman collection. And it's just your face not yet loaded. So
I know it's so good. It's so good. Check this out. All right. So my first day at Celebration, I'm walking on the floor, and I've already been recognized by like 2 or 3 people, but I'm walking on the main floor. I hadn't even got on the main floor. I walk on the main floor, and this guy walks up to me, and he's like, "Oh my God, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers." I was like, I shook his hand. "Hey man, appreciate that." He goes, Wait just a minute. I said, "Oh, okay." He puts his bag down. Gladly, he did not grab a gun, but he reaches in his bag, and he pulls my Star Wars hat out. And
I was there for that.
Yes,
I knew.
Yeah, and I was like, "What?"
You had your same hat? Wow.
Yes, and he said, "I brought this because I wanted to run in to you and take a picture with this hat." I was like, "Are you kidding me?" "Yeah, that's right, you were there, Jeff." It was amazing. I was like, "Wow." I mean, that was the first time we stepped on the floor. I was like, that is wild. So yeah, it's good stuff. All right, Bernard Babinski says, Fonzie jumped the shark, and now Ray jumps a TIE fighter. All the Force ghosts are rolling in their graves.
I like that.
Oh, it's good stuff. Blue Ox, what's up with the subtitle and Kathleen Kennedy's comments about how it's meaningless?
She's an idiot. Sure, flat out. We've known this for months. She's stupid. She's inept. She doesn't know what she's doing. So there you go.
No.
That is that sums it up as quickly as possible right there. I mean, it really comes down to that. And plus, didn't McDermott come out and say that the Emperor's not even alive? That it was just for marketing or something?
He's not alive, but he's in the movie. I mean, he is in the movie, but he's in the movie as a hologram, from what I understand. And he's the spirit that is driving Kylo Ren. Do you want to talk about the spoilers that I heard that make this movie into a big anti-Trump pile of garbage?
Chat, you ready for this?
We talked about this.
And we talked about this last night on the live stream. So EVS, the floor is yours, sir.
All right, here's the situation. These are the spoilers that I heard about this, and I'm, I'll try to keep it vague. But this is J.J. Abrams turning the entire Star Wars saga into an anti-Trump dirge. Apparently, the whole plot of this thing is that it's 5 years. The First Order is not so bad. People don't mind living under the Empire. It's okay because prosperity reigns. And so nobody's complaining anymore. Nobody's complaining. So it's just like Trump's America. Prosperity and everything has made everybody kind of docile and happy, and nobody has any problems. But there are a few radical weirdos, the Resistance. That's Leia and Rey and Finn and Poe. And poor Rose Tico, who gets whacked out in the first 5 minutes of the movie, from what I'm told. I hope that's not true. And they're like, we're going to show everybody. We're still going to fight. We're going to remind everybody of the dark heart of, what's going on in the Empire, in the First Order. And so they go on a quest to find an antenna from the Death Star, from the second Death Star. And they find that antenna. They find where it is. And apparently they're going to use this antenna to preach the gospel of Luke Skywalker all through the galaxy. Luke Skywalker's last words, kind of like R2-D2 was able to project Princess Leia over to Obi-Wan Kenobi, because everything has to echo all the time. And so they're going to do a gigantic R2-D2 on a huge scale across the galaxy to remind everybody that, hey, Trump, Orange Man bad. Orange Man bad. don't forget Orange Man bad. And that is what Rise of Skywalker means. It's not Luke. He's not in it. It's the spirit of Luke. It's his words to get up and remind everybody to resist Orange Man. And Orange Man is the Emperor, of course, who is, secretly in some kind of hologram form, inspiring and motivating Kylo Ren. And there it is. That's what we're in
embarrassing.
Mm-hmm. And again, it's not about people having an opinion. You can have whatever opinion you want on politics. That's not the problem here. The problem is using entertainment to push your agenda and narrative. It is, and not only just entertainment, Star Wars, the greatest piece of entertainment property ever in movies. Something that means so much to so many. Something that has connected to so many different people from so many different walks of life, different races, different, genders, different religions, different whatever. And now you're trying to use this as a platform to push your anti-Trump political nonsense. And this is so frustrating. I would have the same feelings if this was pushing a pro-Trump agenda to try and I don't want any real world politics. And I'm so tired of all of these dumb motherfuckers, Geeks and Gamers, I'm cussing tonight, dumb motherfuckers say Star Wars has always had politics. We're talking about real world politics, you pork wallets. What in the hell is wrong with you? We know from a story standpoint, Star Wars has had politics. We're talking about the real world politics being utilized because these people are so unhappy with what happened in the election a few years ago, and now they're using this media to actually push their narrative, and it's very frustrating. It's beyond stupid. So yeah. How confident are you that how confident are you in these sources? Or is this a home run? Is this a slam dunk?
Not confident. No, it's not a slam dunk by any means. People offer up convincing, hey, I read a version of the script, that kind of a spoiler. However, this particular guy who offered this information, he was right about The Last Jedi. He was right about Solo. So, what can I tell you? It seems when I heard it, I went, yeah, that sounds about right.
No, I mean, it definitely does. It definitely sounds right. I mean, like I said, when you told me last night, I agreed. And so,
I just don't like anything you said to me. I'm sorry. That
is the official killing of Star Wars. I mean, Last Jedi was bad enough, but this is murder. If this is true, this kills the entire franchise, all of it.
It does. I mean, just when you think it can't get worse, they do. Can we just start talking about the trailer?
Yes, let's start. Let's jump into it right now.
That was the first big thing that happened at the show. Thursday was just an inconsequential day. We met fans. It was great. I got to become friends with Anna and Jesse. Awesome. But Friday was the big convention day. And let's start talking about that trailer because that's something I've been dying to talk about.
Let's do it. I'm going to let you go ahead and start it off.
Well, no, you need to because you were in the panel. They wouldn't let me in.
I keep forgetting you weren't in there. That's right. Because as soon as
any of the trailer.
Yeah, I keep forgetting because I was live streaming the panel and then I had like 3,000 people watching, and as soon as it was over, I ran out of there because I'm like, well, I'm not leaving this audience hanging. I'm fixing to go talk to them. So I forgot that you weren't in the panel. So anyway, okay, so episode 9. I entered the lottery. I got us all into the lottery, so we were all in there for the panel. And I got to say that panel, how do I say this nicely? It was a fucking disaster. That panel was such garbage. That panel was nothing but identity politics and them pushing the Raylo nonsense and the Poe Finn joke. Like it was just social. It was a social justice panel. It was cringe at its finest. I couldn't believe how bad the panel was. And then after I don't know. It took me back to those times where I dated this girl where I just didn't listen to anything she said. And I was just like, I'm not listening. I'm just checked out. And finally they're like, oh, trailer. I'm like, oh, finally. Goddamn, and the trailer starts. Again, when I first saw the trailer, I was live streaming. I was managing the chat on my phone and I was, trying to make sure I'm holding the camera. So I didn't really fully grasp the trailer when I first saw it, but Jeff, where were you at when you saw the trailer at first?
So when I got into the convention, I saw Odin. I ran into him, so he and I kind of hung out for a little bit, and we were on the floor over by the giant Funko Pop, and I could barely see the screen, and no one else could see it because I'm a lot taller. And so the trailer starts, and all I could hear is stupid people screaming, like at the Lucasfilm logo.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't hear the voiceover. I saw the stupid part where Rey flips over the TIE fighter, and then I just saw clips of, things that reminded me of Return of the Jedi, and there was only one thing that actually made me interested in this trailer, and then I realized what I was watching. And you want to hear how stupid it is, Ethan? The only thing that excited me?
Yeah.
The fact that the circular dish is back on the Millennium Falcon. Everything else doesn't matter to me. That circular dish is all that mattered to me. And then,
all right, well,
okay, keep going.
No. Go ahead. I'll do my review.
All I was going to say is, and then I looked at that. I saw Lando. I was kind of excited. And then I saw the title of the film, and I looked at Odin, and we were just both perplexed. And then we heard like a laugh, and then it showed Ian McDiarmid on the stage, and then they played it again. And I had no clue what was going on, because people don't understand when they do main things on the convention floor, it's like a madhouse. Other than that, the floor is just, people walking around in costumes. But that was a big deal, but a big letdown.
Yeah. All right, EBS, what you got?
Rey sucks. She's a little tiny shrimp of a girl. I don't believe she could backflip over a TIE fighter. I've tried it. I can't do it. I'm way bigger than her. Now, somebody needs to take that TIE fighter, take it out, and then replace it with a shark. And that would be funny to have her backflip over a shark coming at her. So all of that was stupid. I hated her adopting a little anime pose with her little face, and her lightsaber. The whole thing was so dumb. What I did like initially, okay, I love the skiff. The skiff, I keep saying it. The skiff is, if I get my Rod of the Hutt, I'm going to be kind of happy, even if it's all about how Orange Man bad. If I get a little Rod of the Hutt, I'm going to say, all right, well, I'm going to munch some popcorn here and enjoy my Rod of the Hutt scene. The skiff sequence, brief as it was, made me think that might be a possibility. Seeing Lando Calrissian was interesting, but also very sad. Lando has become, he's 88 years old. He's basically a lot of mounds of flesh taped together. And he is wearing the clothes that he was wearing in Solo when he was a teenager. What the holy hell? Whose decision was that? That was the worst decision I've ever. It looks weird. It's like finding a picture of me when I was 16 and then when I'm 80 and put me in those same clothes, a little tie-dye peace symbol shirt or something that I wore in 1991. It would look stupid. It would look weird. You change your clothes. You change your style as you get older. For God's sake.
You know why they did that, right? You know why they did that?
Why?
That's them reminding you our Lando is the iconic Lando, and you're going to remember our Lando.
The one that
and
robots?
Our perverted Lando. Here's what they're trying to say. The whole thing was weird. Our perverted weirdo Lando has finally gotten inside a L337, if you know what I mean. And the look on his face, man, that was the O face. That was the O face at last, as he achieved hyperspace. Now, here's the thing. I was confused about the island. I was confused about it. I didn't get it. I thought my first impression of it when I saw it was, is that Octo? Is Luke, like, did he warp Octo and has he gone mad? And then I heard like the laughter. I went, that sounds like Mark Hamill's Joker laughter. And I went,
oh God, at least somebody else. You haven't told me that, but at least somebody else thought that too, because that's what I thought.
Yeah, I was like, oh, Luke Skywalker like went crazy and is now the Emperor. Like he's become the new kind of Palpatine character, and they've got he's the final straw, like he finally embraced the dark side or something. And I went, that's weird. And then somebody told me, no, that's the Death Star. And I went, ooh, that's a cool idea. I love the idea of the broken Death Star being an island. And then of course, like the Emperor, here was one rumor that came out. The Emperor was fished out of the sea. Like, he was on this piece of fished out of the sea and repaired with General Grievous robotic body parts. And that's him on the island there laughing and controlling the entire galaxy. And I went, God dang, I was so excited about that. I thought that was a pretty cool idea. And then they would have to face him down one last time. Maybe Luke Skywalker would finally show up and say, hey, Grandpa, and put a lightsaber through his forehead. That's what I want from Star Wars. That's what I actually want. I want old man Luke Skywalker to say, hey, Grandpa, and put a lightsaber through the Emperor's forehead.
If only, man.
If only.
Now, here's the thing. Another thing leaked. Another thing leaked. And it was a page of script. And basically what it was a reverse point of view of where The Last Jedi kind of left off, with the cape fluttering, the cloak fluttering down, Luke having vanished. And it was just you'd see that cloak hit the ground, and you'd realize from the other point of view that Luke was walking down the hill now, without it, and he was getting on a boat and going away from Octo, and he was going to fight the First Order once and for all. So he didn't disappear, he didn't die, he just threw that cloak in the air and left. He said, I've got to be a Jedi again. So I went, wow, if JJ actually subverted my expectations in a good way like that, I would be happy. But that doesn't appear to be true. That appears to be fan fiction. From what I believe we're doing here.
Well, my big problem with that Death Star thing was the thing got vaporized. Both of them. They weren't. And the Emperor was like blown to pieces in the reactor core. So he either has to be like a hologram recording or some kind of Sith Force ghost, because he couldn't have survived, and there would be no pieces of the Death Star left. There would be some pieces, but not giant chunks like half the radar dish in the front. I think this is like another poor Disney attempt. It's like, hey, we're going to hook you with more visual imagery to pull at your heartstrings and make you think it's cool. But it's like last year or 2 years ago, it was let the past die, kill if you have to. But you people need money, so all you're going to do is revisit more stuff and cause plot holes, essentially, for Star Wars movies. I mean, if you make a movie that I don't like, that's fine, but don't make a movie that hurts other movies that came before it. That's not fine.
Exactly. And I've talked a lot about this on this channel about how if he's back, if the Emperor's back, it retcons Vader's redemption. I had the people. So yeah, and so it's just.
I don't think it retcons Vader's redemption. He threw him down a hole. He meant to kill him. That he survived doesn't make Vader unredeemed. I disagree with that. I think that the Death Star is so big, and you see airplanes explode. Have you ever seen the wreckage of an airplane? Even though it is blown to smithereens, smithereens are pretty big. They don't just dissolve. There are pieces.
Well, but they hit like a nuclear reactor of a Death Star with a missile. It's not like a force of an impact where it blows apart. It would like vaporize it because of the heat from a nuclear reaction in space. I don't, there's no real science behind Star Wars. I get it, but it's another thing too. It can't be the second Death Star because the dishes on both of the Death Stars are completely different. And somebody actually pulled screenshots from the first Death Star and the second, and like there's a separate ridge, so they have to be finding the first Death Star, not the second one.
Now, as far as I will disagree. I do believe it does retcon Vader's redemption. Ultimately, this is not part of the plan. This is them responding to their shitty work up to this point. This was never part of the plan. This is them retconning something to pull back to the original trilogy. They never had this, and they wanted these new characters to take off. They wanted these new characters to become the new faces of Star Wars, and it's not working. So now they're pulling back to, oh, hey guys, we've effed up, so let's pull the original trilogy. Let's retcon the storyline of Vader because we've got to tie back to the original trilogy and tie back to the Emperor, tie back to Vader. And by doing that, they are weakening, they are hurting Vader's redemption, and I feel like it takes it away. So that's why I get it, though. I mean, I had a lot of people, challenge me on that and say, it's Vader's act is the redemption, and he still ultimately did save Luke, yada yada yada. And I totally understand that. But I'm just saying, as a viewer, if anybody is watching this, there's no way in hell you believe that this was part of the plan from the start, because it wasn't. It absolutely wasn't. This is Disney doing exactly what we told these motherfuckers to do with episode 7. We told you We don't care about your new characters. We don't care about this. But they were like, oh, no, you're going to love our diversity. And it's not working. So now they're acknowledging the original trilogy. And they can suck my above average, you know what, because I'm not buying it. It's bullshit. So that's my feelings on it. So any more discussion? Anybody you want to?
Yeah, I disagree. I mean, look, that piece of evidence came out from 2012, 1 month after Disney bought Star Wars. Somebody posted on Twitter.
Oh, on Twitter. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You saw that where they actually, he's like, look, the first movie, Star Wars Episode 7, is going to be called Rise of Skywalker, and it's going to be the Return of the Emperor.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean Lucasfilm had the plan. You know, good and damn well they didn't have a plan.
Well,
there's no way. There's no way. You know that, EVS. Like, look at The Last Jedi. Last Jedi has nothing to do with Star Wars or The Force Awakens. Like, this is a disjointed trilogy.
And it's an embarrassment, too. Again, I know you used the word embarrassment tonight, but come on. This is the biggest entertainment company in the world. They can buy everything, but they can't produce a quality story that's consistent for only 4 years. I mean, say what you guys want to say about Marvel flicks. Not you guys, but just people out there. But they're fairly consistent across the board. Across, what, 22 movies now? 21 movies? And Star Wars fell apart in one.
Yeah. I mean, there's just, again, it does speak volumes. I mean, it speaks volumes to the health of the franchise. And regardless if Disney wants to publicly acknowledge it or not, which they won't, when Solo makes less than $400 million, when The Force Awakens made $2 billion just a few years prior, they clearly know that they've screwed up. There's no doubt about it. And I mean, even with Captain Marvel made over $1 billion, you know, because it's part of a brand that is bigger than an average film. And that's what Star Wars should be. Star Wars should be bigger than an average film. As much as people, and again, I acknowledge that the prequels definitely left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, and I understand that. And Attack of the Clones was the worst, in my opinion, objectively the worst film.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
But Revenge of the Sith still performed exceptionally well because it's Star Wars.
Well, another thing too, Lucas, you know, you always remember that final act, like The Rock said in that speech when he fought Stone Cold. It doesn't matter what you do in Act 1 and Act 2. It's Act 3 that matters. And yeah, Jar Jar Binks is trash, and Episode 2 is not good, but 3 delivered, and it got the story of Darth Vader. People got Darth Vader in the costume. People got one of the best lightsaber duels ever. People got the opening to Episode 3 is one of the best. I mean, the battle, what is it? Battle over Geonosis?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just a great space battle. The first 40 minutes of that movie are kind of like the Star Wars equivalent of Mad Max Fury Road. It's just nonstop action. And then when it does slow down, it ramps back up. And, you know, Episode 3 has a couple hokey lines about, you know, killing younglings and all that stuff, but it ends great. And then what does Lucas do after that? 3 years later, we get the Clone Wars TV show, and I've never heard anybody bitch about that show. Everyone was happy about it. It continued. There were great Star Wars games. Star Wars just was fine. You know, you always remember that. Disney just never really got off the launch pad. It was the nostalgia in the beginning, and it worked. Then Rogue One got you with the lightsaber with Darth Vader in the hallway and the Death Star, and it was a pretty solid movie overall. I'm really not going to sit and rip on it. But then they dropped the ball, and then it got dark. And, you know, one thing I noticed on the convention floor, was that all the prequel stuff and the old school stuff had like a fixed price, but the new stuff was lowered. And I have pictures to show, so if anybody thinks I'm just making this up, but like Rey figures and new Alden Ehrenreich Han Solo figures were like $5. Everything else was $10, and they're just all these vendors were doing it. They just wanted to get rid of the new stuff and sell you vintage stuff because that's where the money is. There's no value in new Star Wars.
Absolutely none. Absolutely none. And chat was saying that it was Coruscant. So I don't know. I don't know what they were.
Oh yeah, it was Coruscant. Not
Coruscant. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So my whole thing on it is in the Clone Wars, yes. And Jeff, you really need to watch it. And that's not on Netflix anymore. I will buy the fucking Clone Wars for you to watch it. That's how much I want you to see it. The Clone Wars. Yeah, the Clone Wars does so much to improve the prequels. I mean, I couldn't even describe how much the Clone Wars improves the prequels. And again,
most of it, dude.
So, I didn't know you've seen most of it. I thought you've seen some of it. So,
well, I watched the first 3 or 4 seasons. I remember waiting for the launch of it, and then I caught the final season on Netflix. So I think I've seen most of it. I just don't remember all of it. But if you want to send me a copy, I'm gladly going to watch it again. It's a great show.
Yeah, well, especially considering you have not seen 4 and 5, because season 5, the end of season 5 is my favorite moment in Star Wars. And then you would need to watch the Rebels, because there is some elements tied in Rebels, but Rebels is definitely not as strong as the Clone Wars as a whole, but Rebels does have incredible moments. But anyway, I don't want to get onto a big prequels and Clone Wars discussion, because we'll be here all night. What are you doing, EVS? Are you plugging your video?
You want to see me destroy Steele Saunders in like 23 seconds?
Yes, of course we do. Okay. You're locked on. We're locked on.
Okay, this is my new video that just got.
Shout out to Steele Saunders. I have not forgotten. Okay, Steele. Somebody earlier, god damn it, it was a comment on my video they said about him. I can't remember. Anyway, Steele, you decided you wanted to go after Jesse Milestone, and I'm just going to say, like I said in my video, I saw Steele Saunders at Star Wars Celebration. He was getting food, so I felt, you know what, it's going to be a little rude if I interrupt him while he's in line to get food. But so you might be lucky that I didn't get you, but you better be lucky Jesse Milestone wasn't with me when I saw you. Because after the bullshit you pulled on her, you do not want to get on her bad side. Just saying.
All right. So here's the story behind this. Steele Saunders apparently confronted Daisy Ridley on the red carpet, and in the goofiest, weirdest way possible. He said, what do you think of Raylo? Now, my video here is about, not a lot of people understand what Raylo is. It's shippers who want Rey to have sex with Kylo Ren. Now, these crazy SJW fans, quote unquote, this cult called Raylo, they've crossed the line. They've actually doxed Adam Driver. They want Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver to get together in real life. Adam's married. He has a little boy. And so they have doxed Adam Driver. They know where he lives. They take pictures of his car. They know when he's on vacation. They've sent suicide requests to his wife. They fantasize about his child plummeting from a 5th-story window and splattering all over the ground. All of these things so that Daisy Ridley can get together with Adam Driver. Now, Daisy is probably a friend of Adam's. So this weirdo, Steele Saunders, dares go up to her and go, are you a Raylo? Now, Daisy's in a tough spot, okay, because now she's got to give a politically correct, professional answer to this wacko's question to her. I edited the opening sequence. All right, this is one of the best openers I've ever done, and this is Steele Saunders questioning Daisy Ridley, and Daisy getting ready to be a pro, and God bless her for this. All right, let's hope this works. Ready? Here we go.
Do you know about Raylo, and are you one?
Those eyes.
Now that is the best cold open I think I've ever produced. She's like, you see her swallow, and she goes, I do know about Raylo. Boom, I started this answer, and then we go into it. I'm going to show you all the evidence in this video about these lunatics and make Steele Saunders look like a dickhead in just, how long? 15 minutes.
But that's good stuff. That's good stuff right there. I love it. I love it. Oh man, that dude's got some issues for sure, man. So Soy Saunders. We're gonna call him Soy Saunders.
But I took care of Brian Young. I took care of what's his name? Bobby Roberts. Took care of Geek Girl Diva, took care of Adam what's his name? Jason Ward. Steele Saunders, you might be next, pal.
Yep. Honestly, he's so insignificant, but he tries to act like he's important. Speaking of Brian Young, hi Brian. Sure you're watching. Nice to meet you at Star Wars Celebration. That was my biggest regret from Star Wars Celebration, is I didn't have the camera all the way up where I was gonna get his soy face. So if you guys didn't see it on Twitter, I was walking around and I see Brian Young in the distance, and the first thing I wanted to do was protect the children, but I felt like the security had a handle on that. Secondly, I was like, I'm going to go up and confront this dude because he lied about me, and I'm going to go shake his hand, confront him, and I'm going to record it. And so I did, but I put it on my little selfie stick in my phone, and I kind of angled it up, and I thought I had it angled up enough. And I walked up to him. I was like, "Hey, Brian Young, it's Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. How are you?" He goes, "Oh, I'm doing all right. How about you?" And I was like, I said, if you need any quotes from me in the future, feel free to reach out so we don't have any misquotes like we did before. Have a great day. Have a great day. Enjoy Star Wars Celebration. Turned around and walked away. So yeah, good stuff. I really wish
that was non-toxic of you. I was very proud of you.
Yeah, it was very, very non-toxic. And I wish I would have gotten him on camera. Then the next day I saw our buddy Alex from Star Wars Explained, and I didn't have time to get my camera out, and he was very, very, it's obvious the guy didn't want to talk to me. He was doing anything he could to get away. But I shook his hand. He reluctantly turned around and shook my hand after he ignored me for 3 different times I called his name. But yeah, man, so it was good. It was good stuff. So, all right. Good work, EVS. I'm interested to see that video, so I can't wait. And if you have not subscribed to Comic Artist Pro Secrets, what are you doing? Go do that right now. Also, World Class Bullshitters, go do that right now. All right. Dr. Coffinells, the difference between Shazam film and Disney Star Wars Shazam. I wish this would happen. It happens. Disney Star Wars. I wish this would happen. The exact opposite happens. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Tater, thanks for all the coverage in Chicago, guys. It was great. Also, happy to finally catch a High Council meeting. Well, we are happy to have you here, Tater. Jedi Master 667. Hey, howdy. Hi, boys. Here's my first High Council stream ever. That is awesome. And again, I always give Jedi Master 677, notoriety because this person actually enjoys The Last Jedi and tunes into our content. And so I appreciate that. Just because it shows me that this person, actually can stand by their opinions. They don't need the Fandom Menace to repeat what they believe. So I respect that. I don't agree with you. I think the movie sucks, but I respect the fact that you like it and you still can tune into our content, because that means that you're saying these guys provide good content, even if I don't agree with them. And I think we all appreciate that. So,
yes.
Let's see. Mild Peril. We saw Star Wars died. Ha ha ha. This is a new one, I think. Darth Jeremy, Lord of the Sith. Is that a new Jeremy account, Caitlin? I'm not sure about that one. Anyway, Darth Jeremy, Lord of the Sith. Death cannot stop me. I will return in episode 9. Slaughter all the NPC characters in the sequel trilogy and resume my rightful place as Emperor of the Galaxy. Awesome. Shannon M., you definitely covered Celebration well, brother. Well, thank you, Shannon. I appreciate that. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I got a lot of good positive feedback from the Geeks and Gamers coverage, and I'm happy that all of you were satisfied. Kevithar113. Hail, Brood Lords. Must say, Star Wars still holds magic for me. My little girl loves playing with her Star Wars figures, and all of the High Council and Phantom Menace who appreciates good Star Wars. Just sorry I couldn't catch more live. Well, Kavathar, we appreciate the support, and we're happy if it still works for you and if it's working for your kid, man. That's great. It's always good to hear different perspectives on things, and we do appreciate the support. Thor is the best Avenger. I met Jeff and shook his hand Monday around 4. That was Thor is the best Avenger. Met you, Jeff.
Oh, all right. What's up, man? I think I don't want to say what you look like, but I'm pretty sure we talked in front of one of the T-shirt stands. Like, yeah,
right on.
Monday was the only day I stayed till the end of the show. Every other day I left early.
Obi-1278883, some post-celebration coin for all the hard work done by the Fandom Menace. Great job, Jeremy, Jeff, EVS, and crew. Obi-Wan, thank you for the $20 super chat. We appreciate that as always. Skotsky02, after a 2-month hiatus, I'm finally back for a live High Council episode. Hail the Fandom, or hail the High Council, and don't forget to stop and smash the melee button. Smash that mofo melee button. We got 1,800 people watching. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. My name is Jeremy. I'm the owner of Geeks and Gamers, and I'm joined by my brothers from the High Council, from the Fandom Menace, Ethan Van Skyver, and Jeff from World Class Bullshitters. And we are doing our Star Wars celebration recap because we were all there. We were all hanging out. We all represented the Fandom Menace very well, and we appreciated the support that we received from so many of you. Mild Peril, EVS missed an opportunity for Black Eye from Warwick.
Oh yeah. I should. Yeah, I want to get beaten up by a little person member of Star Wars. I've wanted to get my ass kicked by R2D2 for a long time, but he left. He left the world. So Warwick Davis might be my last hope.
All right, the Fandom Menace channel says, check out the channel for celebration highlights. More still to come. Twitter is at Fandom Menace YT. See you guys at Celebration 2020 in Anaheim. So the Fandom Menace channel, we appreciate everything you do for us, all the highlights and everything like that, man. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. That's the type of passion we love to see within the Fandom Menace. So thank you. David McCarthy, Anakin was an immaculate conception and the chosen one. Episode 9 will be about Vader coming back to life and proving to all he is the chosen one. This will be a Vader movie. You heard it here first. Okay. I will be interested to see if you are right about that, David McCarthy. So David McCarthy says this will be a Vader movie. Mark that one on your calendars. Admiral Tiberius says, I hope one day the High Council could do a meetup in New Orleans in the far future. That would be amazing. Love what y'all do. Keep it up. I will just say discussions are happening. Not about necessarily New Orleans, but discussions are happening for us to do some stuff in the future. Ziovad says, I'm sure there were some a-holes who recognized you guys, but then realized, oh, Fandom Menace guys are pretty big. I'm 6'3" metal worker, and it blows minds when people hear how much I love geekdom. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I just think that these people are so, like, again, man, anybody that just comes online and just does these unprovoked attacks from a keyboard, I mean, they're typically people that don't like confrontation in real life. I mean, people that don't mind confrontation in real life don't have to sit there and just do these unprovoked attacks. So I've never been about that life. I know Jeff hasn't. I know EVS hasn't. We don't just sit around and look for people to go, oh, I don't like this guy's opinion. Let me threaten him from my keyboard. That's just not what grown-ass men do. You know what I mean? It's just not what
we find bullies and we point them out. Well, at least that's what I do in Star Wars SJW fandom. I want people to know who they are, what they're up to.
Yeah, I agree. And it's just I don't know why these people feel. I mean, well, I do. It's them because they can't handle it in real life. All right, where we at? Blue Collar Daily. Who in the new sequel does that little kid have to look? Wait, hang on. Okay. Oh my God, it just jumped around on me. Where did it go? I hate when that happens. This super chat screen. Okay, Blue Collar Daily. Who in the new sequel does that little kid have to look up to, Jeremy? Certainly not Luke. What character then? All males are crappy. Well, I was talking about, when I talked about that kid that I met at Celebration with his dad, I was talking about that his dad introduced him to the original trilogy. That was my assumption anyway. I mean, if the guy's watching Geeks and Gamers and he's a big fan of the channel, I'd have to say he's raising this kid right. So he's probably watching the original trilogy. You know what I mean? So that would be my assumption. Makani90 sends a, let's see, a clown emoji, an okay emoji, and a flex emoji. Right on. Christopher Ryan, tell Ethan he pees sitting down.
No, I don't.
Any confirmation on that?
No, I deny that. That's not true at all.
Marlon Sebo, do you all know that Jeremy has a Z car?
No,
God, I really like, guys. I really don't want to talk about that on the internet. It's not really something I'm a big fan of. So I do want to talk about the Kia though, the duct tape Kia. That's really what I want to talk about because that makes me look a lot cooler.
I'm a little jealous of that one.
Mazamonti, Ethan, I loved your furry video. They're ruining Star Wars, Tom. Enjoyed the covers from all you guys. Thanks. Awesome. Good stuff. Steve Fernald said, how cringy was the Q&A with Kathleen Kennedy, JJ, and Colbert? That's the whole thing, man. When Stephen Colbert came out, oh my God. Like, it just set a tone for me. I'm like, they don't get it. They absolutely don't get it. And yeah, it was cringe, Steve. It was the most cringe thing of the weekend as far as I was concerned. As a matter of fact, I'm about to segue into something else. I'm going to catch up on a couple more, and then we'll keep going. Paul B says, have you seen the Kathleen Kennedy MTV interview? Knights of the Old Republic was mentioned. I have not seen that. Did Kathleen Kennedy know what it was?
I'm making a video on it.
Okay. Did she know what
Yeah, because there's a movie in production.
Do we know that's for sure? Is that from Benioff and Weiss? Is that what it is?
I don't know, but there's an interview with her from MTV saying that.
Huh. All right. I haven't heard that yet. So I'll have to check that out. Comrade Commodore, a.k.a. Cobra Commander. Content to listen to on the drive to work tomorrow. Thanks, Bro Hammers. Thank you. Let's see. Catresso White says, hey, Jeff, next time tell Nick to swing by and pick me up. Us ATL boys have to stick together. I can earn my keep by being Caesar's personal bodyguard.
Nice.
DJ Stigma Entertainment. What's Jeff's channel? World Class Bullshitters. If mods, if you guys can drop a link to World Class Bullshitters and Comic Artist Pro Secrets in the chat, please make sure you highlight which one you're dropping for both these guys, and do that throughout the show every, maybe 20-30 minutes. All right, Tater, another $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Soul Agree, thank you. If true, I'm done with Star Wars. I'm assuming you're talking about the Orange Man bad scenario, and I think a lot of us will be done. 007 Cloud, Disney has unparalleled talent at effing shit up. That's very true. Andy from the UK, Hello, puppets. Just got back an hour ago from Chicago. It was a pleasure meeting you all. You're all amazing people. Until next year in Anaheim, more insane car videos. Big thank you to you all. That's from Andy from the UK.
You rock, Andy.
Yeah, that's good stuff right there. Love Andy, man.
He was telling us some crazy stuff about like UK TV licenses and stuff. He was an interesting guy to talk to.
Yeah, he is. He's a good guy. He's good people. Okay, so I'm going to hold off right there, and we'll get back to the super chats here shortly. So, we definitely had more panels than just the episode 9 panel. We had the Mandalorian, we had the Clone Wars, and we had Jedi Fallen Order. I know you were you in the Mandalorian panel, Jeff?
Nope, didn't get to go to a single one. Jesse got me a poster from it, and that's about it. But I did watch the sizzle reel. Okay, so what were your thoughts on what you saw from the Mandalorian? The most important thing that came from that wasn't what we saw, but what was said by Jon Favreau. Because, and I'll say this in my video coming up in a couple days, but this whole convention reeked of Disney trying to win back the fans that are going to keep Star Wars alive forever. I mean, look, I get it. People get into new things because they're popular. They buy a T-shirt, they'll go to a Disney park, they'll see a movie, and then they move on to something else. And that's fine. Everyone's, more than welcome to consume it the way you want. But Disney and the people who basically kiss Disney's ass have gone out of their way to try to belittle us, people like us who like Star Wars forever. And everything Jon Favreau said in that teaser was, this is a Star Wars show for everybody. It's trying to incorporate this. It's 5 years after Return of the Jedi. They showed stormtroopers, scout troopers, all these things that were, targeted towards the people they've lost post Last Jedi. And while I thought the show looked fine, and if I had Disney Plus, I would definitely watch it, I was just really stuck on what Jon Favreau said. That's what hit me the most, because everything at this convention felt like that. The game, the show, the Clone Wars stuff, it was all to try to win back Star Wars fans and keep the longevity going.
Yep. In that panel, with the cast that they introduced, having Filoni and Favreau out there, and I knew I thought it was funny because Kathleen Kennedy came out there to introduce both Filoni and Favreau like they needed her to come out there. And I knew she wasn't going to stay. I knew she was going to introduce them and walk away because, leave some people that actually knew something about Star Wars to talk about it. And but I definitely enjoyed all the footage I saw from The Mandalorian. But I hear what you're saying for sure, Jeff, and I agree completely. So, EVS, you haven't seen The Mandalorian footage, correct?
That's correct. I haven't seen it yet, but I will see it tonight.
Okay. I think it looks great. We saw actually some full scenes. The tone looks spot on. The atmosphere looks great. The acting looks great. Cast is really, really well put together. And so overall, yeah, I really enjoyed The Mandalorian. And I thought that was going to be my favorite panel of, or at least favorite footage of the show until I saw the Clone Wars. And, I loved everything about that Clone Wars panel. I was worried about the Clone Wars with just being under Disney and everything. Obviously, I love the Clone Wars unconditionally. But, Filoni and Ashley Eckstein came out there. They had a phenomenal panel. Filoni showed a ton of footage, even some footage that wasn't even fully rendered and done. And I loved everything I saw from the Clone Wars panel. It was absolutely amazing. I felt the energy in there. And it really, again, after seeing The Mandalorian, hearing Favreau talk about it, hearing Filoni talk about it, then seeing the Clone Wars and hearing Filoni and up there with the cast and hearing them talk about Star Wars, it just really continues to push the point home that Kathleen Kennedy has no idea what she's doing, because that episode 9 panel, the thing that she's directly handling right now, because that's the only panel she sat on, that felt nothing like Star Wars. Nothing like it. Her and JJ it seemed like they're not talking about Star Wars. It seems like they're talking about social justice. And anybody who watched those panels, I know you're going to agree with what I'm saying. I know you are. And it because to me, that episode 9 panel set such a bad tone. And I was like, this is not a good start. This is a terrible start. But then, like I said, Mandalorian happened. Clone Wars. I went to the Jedi Fallen Order panel, covered that. All the footage is here on the channel. Overall, I enjoyed that. I didn't enjoy the panel, but luckily they showed the footage, the CG trailer footage, and I liked everything I saw. Can't say, I still need to see gameplay footage, but overall, I liked what I saw. So overall, I had a great time at Celebration in terms of seeing the content that they're providing. But again, it just continues to show that we've been right the whole time. Kathleen Kennedy has no idea what she's doing, and they're bogging down the films. People are not excited for episode 9 like they are for all this other content. And they're just continuing to push that social justice narrative and the real world politics into these movies. And it was just frustrating for sure. All right. Now, let's see. Then EBS, you did have a few minutes in a panel, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
I wasn't there for that one. I'm glad I wasn't. But you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I will. Let me explain. I went to the what the hell was it? It started out with some screeching. Panel, wasn't it? It was a Rebels panel. Some screeching Harridan yelling about cosplayers, and it was a nightmare to listen to. I put my fans through it. I'm still not finished apologizing for that. You guys stuck. They stuck with me through that. I sat there with my phone aimed at the stage, and this woman was like, "Hey, rah, rah," like that, like the worst sound I've ever heard come out of a human being that was not dying.
Was that was the woman prior to the panel, correct?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, because I left because I was in there with you guys, and then I was like, I got to make it a Jedi Fallen Order. So clearly, I made a good decision, I think, is what you're telling me.
She rocked my skull, dude. I had my hands over my ears, like, Jesus, God, make it stop. When is it gonna stop? She was like a screeching Disney parks kind of host. You know what I mean? Like, she had her script and she's like, ah. It was an absolutely horrible shrieking noise, and I couldn't stand it. And my fans, I watched the number drop off as people were like, horrible. So then Dave Filoni finally came out, and they had Dave Filoni sit on a stage between 3 women and 1 metrosexual, and the whole stage turned pink and purple with white lace, like kind of a white lace trim. That was the color of the stage. As he sat down, he crossed his legs like a woman, and he started it's a man in a cowboy hat, and he crossed his legs like a woman, and he's talking to these other women. He's just like, yes, that is creative about Rebels. That's Jeremy, I had to leave. I had to leave.
I know. I was streaming Jedi Fallen Order, and everybody's like, EVS is failing. It's too soy and the Rebels.
I couldn't do it, man. I was trying to do it because I was like, people are counting on me. But no, man, first of all, that woman was screeching. That turned out. You can go, you guys, the video's up there, the live stream's up there. It's the horrible Rebels panel. You can go watch this and see for yourself. I had to get up and leave, and I crossed in front of a whole lot of people. I was like, I gotta go, like exiting church. When I gotta, excuse me, trying to leave this place before I cringed. And then when I got out of there, I fell against the wall and was like, like shivering. Like that is what Disney has done to Star Wars. I'm like, What is this lifestyle brand that you idiots have turned Star Wars into? You got 3 women up there casually talking about just, what does it make you feel like? Talking about relationships and stuff. I'm like, where's the war? Where are the stars? What is this?
Oh, man.
What is this?
I'm glad I did. I'm glad I wasn't there for that. I am glad. So my instincts were correct, and I'm happy to hear that.
You know what? I don't care about Dave Filoni anymore. And you can go ahead and you can talk about your Clone Wars stuff, man. After seeing him sit cross-legged with his pants rolled up and no socks and loafers and a cowboy hat and talking like that about Star Wars, I with the gestures, I had to go.
Are the loafers really the problem? I mean, Miami Vice Don Johnson wore those.
No, that was in the 90s. That was different. I mean, in the 80s, that was different.
Okay, fair enough.
Different time. And and Don Johnson never combined that with a cowboy hat. He was wearing loafers because he's like, hey, I'm in Miami and it's hot, so I'm wearing this nice breezy cotton suit with no socks. It was Chicago and it was snowing. What the fuck are you doing? And I'm not gonna put up with it. And some of you are just like, hey, you know, just let he's Dave Filoni. No, I'm gonna actually talk about it and tell you guys how I feel about it. And they can't silence me over this stuff.
Get him.
They can't
get him. By the way, and it won't be Dave Filoni, but we are going to have a special guest join us very soon. A special guest from the Fandom Menace. Who might it be? Let the anticipation begin. So I don't know. I'm not sure if you guys are ready for this, but it's going to be awesome. I wonder who all they're going to say now. They're gonna be all kind of names in there. So
it's
Mike Zeroh. Mike Zeroh. Oh man, all the
Mike
names.
Zeroh, dude. Was he there? Was Mike Zeroh there?
I think he was there in a different realm. Like he was there, but like he wasn't there where we could physically interact with him. You know what I mean?
Is anybody checking out his current Star Wars content? Did he talk about having?
No, dude, I only do future Star Wars content.
Oh man, Cars in Depth says, Luke, I was your father. Now I am your mother. No, that is good. That is good. Speaking of transitioning, here's Proper Jenny, because Proper Jenny can't change their name back to Proper Jenny to Jeremy. I broke 500 subs due to celebration, halfway to the big leagues. Thank you all for everything. Ethan, thanks for buying us pizza. Thank you to everyone. Good to have you. Good to hang out with you, man. And I had a lot of fun. So look forward to hanging out with you more, buddy. Party Elmsavi. The Empire did nothing wrong. Facts over feelings. Celebrity Jeremy. It's sad, ironic to the same SJWs that call us Nazis are using propaganda methods and messages straight out of the Nazi playbook. Well, this is what they do. I mean, we talked about that a little bit last night, EVS, where we, they project. It's all about projecting. So what they're accusing is what they're guilty of. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And it's disgusting. And
it's as if they're holding a secret inside. Okay. Imagine if you're holding a secret inside about what you've done or what you're doing, and you can't help but confess it. That's what SJWs do when they accuse you of something. It's all about themselves. They're just projecting it.
Yep. And I think that more people are definitely waking up to the nonsense going on, which is definitely a good thing. And that's what we're here for. We're going to keep exposing it. So Titus Muller says, so Palpatine will be like Zola from the Winter Soldier. I really don't know if they know what they're doing with Palpatine at this point. I really don't. I don't think they have any type of plan. I just don't. I don't think they have any type of plan whatsoever. So I think that they're figuring it out as they go, which just says so much about Kathleen Kennedy. Oh, and there's our special guest. Look who it is.
Who is
Jesse Milestone from Mindless Entertainment. Hello, Jesse.
Hello.
What's up?
I'm here. Hello, everybody.
You like how tired.
I'm just a little. My voice is. It's struggling to stay with me. It's struggling here. I like how of all the zillions of guesses in the comments, not a single person said me. So
no, that's not true. There was like 3 people in a row that said you.
Oh, okay. Well, those 3 people are smart.
Yes.
It's all a lot more Cecil. So if you guys want to kick me off and get Cecil instead, I even like Cecil a lot better than me. So
good old Cecil. So I know I talked to you earlier and you were dead tired. You told me you were going to take a nap, and I said, "Well, I'd like to get you on the High Council tonight if possible." You're like, "I need to sleep, so hit me up." And here you are. So thank you for joining us.
I'll give you a hint. Guess what I did not do this afternoon?
What's that?
Nap. So yeah, that's a thing that didn't happen. I was like, I could nap, or I could edit epic music into my lightsaber fight video.
Nice. And so, yeah, and I don't know if everybody saw that, but you have a lightsaber battle from Star Wars Celebration that Anna recorded. And tell us a little bit about that real quick. How did that go down?
Yeah, that was super cool. So I think a month or so ago now, I got from a fan, Andy Malachinsky sent me a lightsaber, like a legit dueling lightsaber. One that it has exchangeable blades, so I have the fancy one I can show off and the one I can actually smack around. And it was really cool, sound effects, all that good stuff. And he hit me up before a celebration or right around then, and he was like, hey, I'm going to be there on Monday. I'd love to meet up with you. I told him I wasn't able to bring my lightsaber because it didn't fit in my bag. But he was like, if I can get an extra one, will you duel with me? And I said, sure. And I have to be honest, whenever people say that, I'm always expecting normal people, which are basically they try to hit your blade and their distance is terrible. And then I hit them a bunch. And I'm like, well, that was fun. This was not the case with Andy. This guy, I don't know if he has any martial arts background or sword fighting background, but his distance was excellent. His parries were excellent. And it was tons of fun. He got me a few times. Did I kick his ass? Maybe. But he got me a few really good ones.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. And you know, I know it was good for you to finally meet Jeff and EVS. And I know EVS walked up in the bar that night and he's like, "Where's Jesse? Where's Jesse?"
Yeah. Jesse's my favorite Star Wars YouTuber. She is. She's my leader of the Fandom Menace.
She's awesome.
With all due respect.
Totally. No, but Jesse's a fireball, and Jesse's kind of the whole reason this whole thing started with Geeks and Gamers in terms of me kind of collaborating with different content creators on the platform when our channel started taking off, because she's the first person that reached out to me. And she just shot me an email. I don't remember how many subs did Geeks and Gamers have, Jesse, at that point.
You guys, I think you were maybe around 20,000, somewhere between 20 and 30,000.
Okay.
At that point, I think you might have been around at 30 or just over. I think I was around like 5 or 6 at that point.
Okay. So, yeah. And I think I didn't respond to your email for like a month though.
It was a few weeks. It was a few.
And I finally, I don't know what it was, but I was like, I need to reach out to that girl from that channel with the cow and see what she's thinking. And I basically just said, I don't really have time to deal with this. So if you send me a video and I like it, I'll put it on the channel. She sent me a video. I liked it. I put it on the channel. Rest is history. So here she is. She's couldn't get rid of her after that. So even if I wanted to, but she's become a great friend. And being in Chicago, got to know her a little better and just bond with her more. And so that was probably my favorite part of the trip, to be honest. And she knows I'm not bullshitting because I told her that in private. So
Jeremy really likes bond. Fun fact about Jeremy is he really likes bonding.
I do.
He enjoys bonding.
What kind of joke are you about to throw in here? None? I was waiting for the joke. All right, let's move on.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh no, that was the joke. I was leaving the rest up to the listener's imagination. Yeah.
All right. Benjamin Plummer. It was great meeting you magnificent people. Thanks, EVS, for immortalizing my Cyber Frog #1 and the postcard. Jeff, I'll have to stay a bit next time. So I got a signed copy of Cyber Frog 1. Immortalizing. Nice. So it's good stuff. And Admiral Tiberius, Disney was given a barn full of golden gooses, money hand over fist all day, every day, and then Disney slaughtered the gooses and burned the barn. That is a very accurate representation of what happened, because they did. I mean, they were handed gold. They screwed it up. I don't know how you do this. This is crazy. Stone Cold Jeremy. Hey, guys, welcome back. Great to see the High Council back in action. Tom Kane is my new hero. Now, have you guys seen the Tom Kane interview? Tom Kane is the voice actor for Admiral Akbar from the Clone Wars. Have you guys seen that yet? I know you have, EVS, because you told me about it.
Yeah, I made the video.
Okay. And Jeff, have you seen it?
I read the transcript.
Okay. It's great. I did a reaction video here on the channel, and it just kind of goes back into everything we're saying, man. Like, they silence people that criticize The Last Jedi. I mean, the guy, he was just naturally talking about something he didn't like in the scene, and the guy freaked the fuck out. Just goes crazy. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, how do these people not see what we are talking about every single day? Like, it's just so obvious. And so Tom Kane, he's the man. We appreciate him. I doubt we will see him on any Star Wars related shows. But Tom, if you're listening, you can come on to the High Council anytime. You can come on to any of our channels, do a live stream with us. And guess what? You can shit all over The Last Jedi for 2.5 hours, and we won't shut you down. That's our promise to you.
We'll join you.
Yeah, we'll join you. We will definitely join you. Lancer737. JJ is probably talking out of his butt. They said Lando loves robots, but there's nothing indicating that in the Han movie. They said the Empire are white supremacists, but there's 2 black Grand Admirals and so on. No, I didn't finish Solo. I was bored out of my mind when I watched it. I think there's like 20 minutes to go. Did it not? I thought there was something in the end with something with L3 and him or something. Like nothing happened, but I thought there was like some type of like implied thing or something about like his feelings for her. Am I wrong about that though?
Well, the robot dies, thankfully, in that movie.
Yeah, and then becomes part of the Falcon.
Yeah, and that's kind of it. But no, there's some kind of speech when they're walking to the Falcon. Look at the droid was just a bad addition to the film. Like, no matter how you try to spin it, it wasn't funny. It wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, it
wasn't
really
cool.
was. Yeah, it was really like that. That part was so bad. I think if you take that droid out, while I still think the movie isn't entertaining per se, it's not. There's nothing canon breaking. There's nothing bad about it.
Just
per
the
se.
entire writing of Han Solo's character.
And his name.
Well, yeah. I mean, I hate the name part. I mean, but it's cringe as hell. And so, but I look at it and just say it's nothing that drives me crazy per se. I mean, I don't like it. I did not like the movie at all.
See, that one for me as a Han Solo enthusiast was basically just however many minutes it was of insults. So I did not like it. That was painful for me.
All right. Where am I at? David Harvey, thanks so much for all the amazing Star Wars Celebration coverage. Clone Wars was priceless. Still rejecting the new trilogy. Just my opinion as a Star Wars fan. Keep up the great work all. Thank you, David Harvey. $25 super chat. We appreciate that. Obi-127-883. Jeremy, check out Hamill himself. It is Mark Hamill doing what? It is Mark Hamill doing the laugh in the trailer. He blames his time as the Joker for it sounding like that. Ha! Say what? That's not Mark Hamill. I mean, it sounds like him in the beginning, but then it sounds like the Emperor. Have you guys heard this yet?
Mm-mm.
I mean, Obi-127-883 knows his stuff, so I mean,
Oh yeah.
I feel like the fact that they threw Ian McDermott on the stage immediately after was like kind of confirmation that's supposed to be the Emperor's laugh.
Is it a red herring though? I mean,
I'm looking now. Okay, so here Hamill makes. Wait, what date was that? When did he make this? Okay, so on April 13th, which I think that's the day the trailer was released, or it might have been the day after. He's got a picture. Or I'll just show you guys what he said. So this sounds like a joke to me. That's what it sounds like. He posts this picture right here. Mystery of who's laughing at the end of the trailer solved. Hashtag Jedi Joker. Yeah, I mean, if that's all he said, I think that's just a joke. I think probably a lot of people had the same opinion as I did, where it did sound like Luke in the beginning, and of course Luke is narrating, and then it sounds like Luke, and then you go into the Rise of Skywalker. But it was the Emperor. I'm 1000% sure that was the Emperor. So that's just Hamill making a joke. Obi-Wan, unless there's another thing you're talking about, I'm looking at his Twitter and I don't see it, but that's just a joke. So it definitely was the Emperor. But it does, in the beginning, it does sound like Hamill a little bit. So, all right. Where are we at? Makani90, you did hear that the actress of L337 will be directing the next James Bond, basically going to Me Too the characters. Really?
What? That's bullshit.
What?
The next James Bond movie is directed by Cary Fukunaga, and it started filming a couple weeks ago. So this
Makani,
She's writing it.
She's writing it. Okay. So Makani90 just got the director. So all right. So I'm going to reread the super chat. You did hear that the actress of L337 will be directing the next James Bond, basically going to Me Too the characters, or the character. So this person's writing it. Is that what we're saying?
That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true.
Okay. We'll have to do some research onto that. That's scary. Which I don't even know who this actress or person is. I don't even know who this person was that was L337.
Okay, so Phoebe Waller-Bridge is the person.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's look her up. So cast Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Let's see her filmography. Because remember, that movie's not titled yet.
Huh.
No, on IMDb, she's credited for 5 writing gigs. Run, a 2019 TV series, Fleabag, Killing Eve, Crashing, and Drifters. I'm pretty sure it's the 2 dudes, Haggis and whatever their fucking names are, that are working on Bond. Because the people that... Okay, so the woman that runs James Bond inherited from her dad. Well, it's 2 people that produce it. They both inherited from their family. And they're kind of weird about it. But the reason they let go of Danny Boyle is because he wanted to kill off Bond. So they're kind of like purists in that regard, because they basically don't say anything. What the media will say stupid shit, and then they'll be quiet, and then we'll argue about it, and then it'll go away. And then they'll do something, and it'll be completely traditional. So I think they're trying to just remake old Bond flicks.
So, well, they're saying chat's saying she's rewriting it, is what the chat's saying.
No, she's not credited on IMDb.
Okay, so we'll have to look at that. We'll have to Google it or something. So, but that's I mean, I'm not a Bond person, but I don't want to see any franchise get caught up.
Here's the news. It says Daniel Craig reportedly asked Phoebe Waller-Bridge to make the next James Bond movie funnier.
That's not a good person to reach out to based on Solo.
No.
Did she have anything to do with the writing of L337? Do we know that? Because I'd be interested to see that, or interested to hear that if she had any involvement in the actual writing of that character, because that character was cringe as F. 007 Cloud, Death Star Shard looks like a ripoff of Destiny 2. I haven't played Destiny 2, but I played Destiny 1, and I kind of see what you're saying there. Alex Jones Jr., I am not a troll, EVS. I wish I could have made it from Fort Wayne. Love you all. I don't know what that's about.
I drove through Fort Wayne to get there.
You don't know what that's about, EVS?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think he's a troll.
Christopher Cox says, about how much was a 5-day pass? Love to meet you guys. You're awesome. I've been a fan about it for about a year now. Got me 4 Cyberfrog EVS. So appreciate the support for Cyberfrog.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't remember. I bought so many 5-day passes. I should know this.
They were $220 a piece.
Okay, and now, well, that was the asking price for from Reed Pop. I had to buy most of mine from third-party people because they were sold out, and they were a lot more than that. Let's see. Titus Muller says, let Anna talk of the girls in the white stormtroopers. Do you remember that story, Jesse?
Oh my God, of course I do. That was one of the
EVS, have you heard about this?
No.
Oh my God.
Oh God, I didn't know this because I was recording, I was streaming the entire panel, so I didn't listen to this particular part. So Anna and Jesse were telling me about this. So go ahead, Jesse, tell us about that.
It was a wonderful little thing where they were like, women can be stormtroopers too. Any little girl with stormtroopers on their clothing or dressed as a stormtrooper, come on up to the stage. And it became this creepy thing because he was like, I want like girls. I'm just looking for girls 13, 12 and under. I'm like, that's just already creepy to start out with. And they bring all these little girls up on the stage, and he goes and asks them what their favorite thing about stormtroopers are. And he gets to one girl, and she goes,
hang on, just EVS, you're gonna love this.
So he gets to one girl, and he says, hey, what's your favorite thing about stormtroopers? And without missing a beat, she says, they're white.
Yay!
Yep.
Toxic femininity.
Really. Also, it was a black host, so it makes it better. And he's just like trying to deal. And so then the next girl he goes to, she clearly couldn't think of anything, so she's like, "Yeah, because they're white." And this was a black girl, by the way. And she says, "White is my favorite color." And then I think that the next girl says something about the color too. It was like, oh my God. And he was just faltering. He was like, how do we salvage this? Oh, what have we done?
That is hilarious.
Oh God.
And see, and that's what it is, man. Kids, they don't have no agenda. They're just giving you the honest answer.
Jeremy, those kids were all white supremacists.
I heard that. Oh my gosh. So when Anna and Jesse were telling me that story, I was dying. I was like, oh my God, I got to go back and watch this. I still haven't. I definitely
see. The kids can get away with anything. When Steele Saunders asked me what I like best about Luke Skywalker, I gave him the same answer, and he was
so I don't know if you heard, Jesse, but in my video earlier I was talking about Steele Saunders. You remember Steele, our boy, and I said in my video, I said because he was in line getting food, and I just said, I wasn't going to interrupt him because I have respect for people's personal space, but I said he better be lucky that Jesse Milestone was with me, because we would have waited, and he would have had to deal with her, and wouldn't have no Twitter button to hide behind at that point. But yeah, that story was hilarious, man. I loved that so much. It was so good. All right, let me see. Phil McCracken says Force Ghost Palpatine pretending to be Luke and annoying Kylo Ren. You will never be as good as Darth Vader. Shut up. Leave me alone. Emperor laugh. That would be actually pretty funny at this point. Well-read user 1. The laugh was Vampire Vader. He's here to suck. John Whitfield, thank you for the $1 super chat. Logan Michael, my new tweet proves that pops are a threat. Oh my god. I don't even know what this is going to be, but I got to check it out soon. JJ Wentworth, sentient droids known as messengers carried the late emperor's posthumous messages. Fandom.com. Disney era Star Wars already has recordings of the emperor giving commands after his death. Man, so there's so much speculation right now. How do we know that? I don't know. I really don't believe they know what they're doing. I really don't. I don't think they have a plan. I think they just threw the emperor in there to get people talking and get people speculating because they were like, nobody cares about our new characters. So, you know, we need something. We need anything from the original trilogy. And we've killed every fucking body else.
Exactly. My favorite thing to come out of that has so far out of that trailer has been the Thanos Emperor meme. I don't know if you guys saw that one.
Oh yeah, I saw
the best one. Thanos, I'm going to be the baddest villain of 2019. Emperor Palpatine, hold my beer.
Hold my beer. Yep.
Oh yeah, that one.
It's really good. Lancer737, the Emperor has been shown to be able to possess anyone, but it's easier to live in clones. Vader's redemption is not retconned. Vader killing Sidious ruined his plans for the creation of the Dark Empire. I mean, I get it from a story standpoint. I get it. But I just feel that if I felt that this was planned from the beginning, which it wasn't, and I know I can't say I can't say for a fact it hasn't been planned from the beginning, but I can say for a fact it has not been fucking planned from the beginning. So this is them saying kill the past, let it die, yada yada yada. Oh, unless we need money. I mean, they've built this entire Star Wars land around the sequel trilogy. They're not even giving the original trilogy respect in that aspect, and it's going to backfire. I
think they're making a change. Hear me out. And this is a small one. It goes back to the Millennium Falcon, but there's remember the production painting of the Falcon for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge? They put black smoke or brown smoke over the radar dish. I think they're changing up the design for that, probably to mirror Episode 9, but I think they also added the Episode 9 change to mirror the original, so people don't look at that and think of modern Star Wars. They think of classic stuff.
Okay. I didn't even catch that, honestly, the smoke and everything.
Because I really like the Millennium Falcon, and I hate that rectangular dish, so I saw that and I'm like, wait, they changed that.
I might have to check that out. That's interesting. Well, I mean, it's just like when they first brought Star Wars into the parks, or at least when they started putting more Star Wars into the parks, when they brought this Star Wars element over to Disney Hollywood Studios, I mean, they were showing a lot of this was post Episode 7, but they were showing a lot of love to the prequels. A lot of love to the original trilogy, but of course they didn't really have their fully fleshed out Solo and Episode 7 and Rogue One. They didn't have a lot of content at that point. You know what I mean? So it was early on in the process. So I was happy that there was a lot of prequel stuff and prequel recognition. So it made me feel good about all right, But now they did go very aggressively with the sequel trilogy aspect, but then all of a sudden. Now, they could be changing things up, so I don't know. You might be onto something right there. Shannon M. John Boyega called us toxic and the minority, LOL. And he also said we don't care, and we haven't forgotten John Boyega. And I think John Boyega, and I've said this before, I'll say it again, I think he's very bitter because I think John Boyega, after Episode 7, after it did $2 billion, I think he got really cocky thinking he was going to be the next Denzel Washington or some shit, and then Pacific Rim 2 came out and completely flopped. Big time, and I think he felt like none of the Star Wars fans supported him. You know what I mean?
Problem, dude.
So that's just speculation on my part, but that's what I think. Go ahead, EVS.
I gotta say, Star Wars movies are basically a black hole for stardom. I mean, who came out of it except for Harrison Ford? Really, who else had a career? I mean, once you're Star Wars, that's it for you. You're Star Wars, and then get ready for the con circuit after Star Wars is over.
Yeah, everyone everyone who has had a career since then, other than Harrison Ford, already had one before it.
Yeah, Mark Hamill has had something of a career as a voice actor. And yet, people are like, well, Mark Hamill's done some stuff. Yeah, he's done some stuff. But I mean, he's Luke Skywalker. He's the star. He's the leading man star of Star Wars. And he plays an old, creepy professor, in a movie here. Or he's an actor. He's a character actor in other films or a voice actor. But no, none of these people are going to have... Look at the cast very carefully. Oscar Boyega, that's it for him. Finn, that's it for him. John Boyega. Who did I say? Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac is already announced. He's is he playing? Who's he playing? He's playing someone in the new Dune movie.
Yeah. Oh, people are pointing out the prequels. I got to say, I wasn't even considering the prequels, but
even then, like Natalie Portman, Ewan McGregor, Liam Neeson, they were all people before.
They already had big careers. Yep. They got brought on board because it was like an honor to be a part of Star Wars. It's no longer an honor to be a part of Star Wars.
But everyone else, like Jake Lloyd, Hayden Christensen, these guys all just merp.
Yeah. Paul Godin says, didn't Harrison Ford already have a great career before Star Wars? No, he's a carpenter. He was in one movie. He was in George Lucas's
American Graffiti.
He was
in a couple, but he was in the conversation with Gene Hackman. He was a nobody though, and they didn't want him to be in Star Wars because George Lucas had already worked with him. But I think after he got kind of bored of doing the table readings with the other cast members, well, not the other cast members, the hopefuls, he eventually kind of got sarcastic, and they liked his swagger, and they hired him.
Yeah. And obviously he's just this breakaway star, but I don't see any stars here. I really don't. I don't see Rose Tico, a star. I don't see Finn, Poe, Ray, certainly not Ray. None of these people are coming out of this.
It sounds like you're racist.
What?
Just sounds like you're being racist. That's all.
Oh, you think?
You're being racist against people?
That's always a possibility. Always a possibility.
I mean, that just kind of speaks more to Harrison Ford's stardom. The fact that he's become such a megastar when anybody else involved with Star Wars couldn't. Just because
I think he got lucky though, because he went from Star Wars essentially. Well, remember he had a couple movies between Star Wars and Empire that nobody remembers, and then he went from Empire to Indiana Jones, and then it just kept going and going after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He needed that 1-2 punch.
Yep. All right, let me get back here. Grand Inquisitor, I got $10 on episode 9 making under $1 billion. Any takers? Here's the thing, and I've kind of said that up to this point, I've been interested in. I've been thinking that it could make under $1 billion, and I still believe, based on just this film and just the fallout from The Last Jedi and the performance of Solo, I believe that that's still a very strong possibility. But after Celebration, after seeing what they're doing with Mandalorian, Clone Wars, Jedi Fallen Order, I believe that that is going to do so much to elevate Star Wars in the fandom's eyes, or in the interest of the fans and the general public, that I think is going to help elevate episode 9 more than it should. So, and EVS, you've been on this from the beginning. You don't think it's going to be way over $1 billion, right?
Yeah. Well, we live in a post-Captain Marvel world, though. I mean, that's the thing that people need to remember. Captain Marvel made $1 billion plus. So that being the case, and the fact that this is the closeout, here's what you have to think. Stop thinking about the fans and start thinking about the normies and how they're going to receive this. This is the last movie of the Star Wars saga that people care about. It's gonna just underperform Force Awakens. I think it is gonna crack 2 billion, or at least just barely nudge the ceiling of 2 million, or 2 billion, I should say. I'm sorry, 2 billion. And Endgame, I'm going all in for. I'm saying it might break 3 billion.
I got 2.5 on Endgame.
I say it becomes the biggest movie ever. I don't have a number. I just say it becomes the biggest movie ever.
Yeah,
I think 2.7 is the biggest, which is Avatar. I think I'm not mistaken. So,
well, I'm basing that off of what you're saying about the normies. This is the end of Marvel for a lot of people. I think the Russo brothers even put out that spoiler thing, like, this is the end of an era or the end of a saga. A lot of people, even if you take Captain Marvel out of the equation, felt like Avengers Endgame was the end for all of this. And a lot of people are going to come out to check it out. The big finale, the cliffhanger from last year. I mean, that's how you do a cliffhanger, Disney. Thanos snaps, the Avengers disappear. We're dying to find out what happens next. Rose go and a couple people jump on the Millennium Falcon, and no one gives a shit.
Well, see, and that's the thing is like the end game, like that is going to put like the normies understand what that means the moment you hear the title end game. You know that's the end. The rise of Skywalker doesn't signify that doesn't signal the end. Signals like, you know what I mean? Like it just doesn't.
Dude, I'm with you about it. I think they just put the word Skywalker in there so people go, Luke Skywalker,
Absolutely.
Skywalker, Star Wars. Luke Skywalker's back.
Yes. That's
I mean,
exactly
even
what they
Kathleen
did.
Kennedy admitted that the title doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Straight up.
So I think from a normie standpoint, to tell them, hey, this is the end, you have to be here. This is an event film. This is the end. I think that's going to help Endgame perform significantly well. And not that it wouldn't have otherwise, but it definitely needs that extra something to get into the numbers that EVS is talking about, and even the ones that I'm talking about. You know, $2.5 billion is a lot of money, and that will be more than Infinity War. Infinity War did like 2.1 or right at a little over 2. So $3 billion though, I don't think it's going that high. EVS.
I mean, it shattered first day ticket pre-sale records within the first 6 hours.
Yeah, it definitely did.
This movie's going to be, I think I'm with Jeff, biggest ever, easily.
Yeah.
Well, if it's $3 billion, it's the biggest ever. If it's $3 billion,
that's correct. By the way, 120,000 subscribers. I just passed it. Thank you guys.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
120K. Neat up. Thanks.
You've been on fire the last few days, man. So keep it up.
Well, people really are enjoying my content. Star Wars is back, and I couldn't be happier. I'll talk about the MCU, but I really love talking about Star Wars. So, fortunately, we're seeing the rewards of that. People are excited to be a part of the Fandom Menace when Star Wars is coming.
Yep, that is true. I'm sorry, I'm trying to handle something right at the moment. Multitasking Jeremy, where's that account? All right. Sir Ruin of House Roundhead. I will be happy if episode 9 makes a certain Roundhead guy upset or even cry. I really hope Luke is alive in episode 9. I don't want Roundhead to have the victory of killing off Luke Skywalker. The only thing that I really enjoyed about the trailer, now that I've seen it multiple times, is the repairing of Kylo Ren's helmet. And I told this to EVS last night. I felt like that was a direct kind of like jab to go, I am repairing. Like, because EVS will say, why don't you just get a new helmet? You know what I mean? Once again, repair it. But I think that's a shot to go like, I'm repairing what Rian Johnson did. And so I
personally took that as an indication that the First Order has run out of money, which is the only reason why a group of rebels that fit into the Millennium Falcon are going to be able to defeat them. So that was my takeaway from that.
That makes sense. That makes sense, actually. You convinced me completely.
Actually, I think this entire movie is just going to be one big cautionary tale about corporate greed, because that's I feel like we haven't talked about that concept enough in the Star Wars universe. So maybe it's time to stop caring about women so much, because obviously nobody cares about women, and start caring about more important issues, like making all of our movies that only exist to make money about corporate greed and the evils of it. That just makes sense to me. It's logical, right?
That's right. I think you're onto something. 100%. See, she's convinced me. What's up, young Rippa 59? How are you, my friend? Good to see you in the chat. Where are we at? Down Forward Punch says he looks like he wants to put Daisy into his trunk, then have her fava beans and a glass of cake. Oh, you're doing the Silence of the Lambs quote. Glass of Chianti. I can't do Hannibal Lecter very well. I did my Palpatine pretty good, but I can't do Hannibal Lecter very well. I just watched that 2 weeks ago, by the way. Again, such a fantastic film. One of the all-time greats.
This is more romantic, I think, than what Kylo Ren is capable of.
That's true. Well, I think I think this one's talking about the clip of Steele Saunders that EVS showed. Yeah, because EVS was showing the clip of him interviewing Daisy.
All right, Steele Saunders is not nearly capable of that level of romance. he's gonna like hog tie her in the back of his dirty, rusty pickup truck, and then feed her to his pigs.
Good old Steele.
Oh snap!
What?
Daisy Ridley saying that there are only 2 genders.
What?
Whoa!
No, seriously?
This is dope as.
Can you screen share and show us?
Yep. Hold
leave
on
that
1 second, guys. I'm getting ready.
Oh boy,
This is dope. As I suddenly really like Daisy Ridley.
Oh boy.
She's making me very happy.
Breaking news on the High Council. Tune in. Get ready. EVS is about to drop some truth bombs up in here. So get ready. All right, let me lock
all right,
on your
ready?
screen.
Here we go. Oh no, right here. No, that's not it. Here we go. Okay. This is going to be huge, and you guys are going to love this. I mean, she is overt about this. This is amazing. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Go.
Amazing to be part of a film that represents people of all genders, 2 genders, all races, and all ages. Amazing to be part.
Oh snap!
Nice. Why didn't this get more traction? Why didn't we know about this? Because this is years ago.
Because it would destroy the SJW narrative.
That is true, and this is why we've never heard about it, because they swept this under the rug.
Of course they have. They will edit. They edit reality based on what they're trying to say.
I did not know about this. I had never heard this.
Neither
Wow.
have I.
Wow.
And that's because they don't want this out, because this destroys their. I can't believe she actually was ballsy enough to say that.
This was 2017, apparently.
Yep.
All right. Well,
Nice. Daisy is getting cooler by the minute. So
I just want to say, ever since I heard her as a guest on the podcast, My Dad Wrote a Porno, I have been down for Daisy.
I've said this the other day, and people went after me, but I mean, I like Rey as a character in terms of The Force Awakens. I thought she had potential. I hated her in The Last Jedi. But I've always found Daisy Ridley to be likable. The only thing that's ever annoyed me was when she didn't understand that, because she said the Mary Sue term was sexist, but she clearly didn't understand that there's also the Gary Stu, which is the same. She's like, there's no term for men like that, and it's like, yeah, there is actually, Daisy. There actually is. She just
didn't wake up to the fact that she was still being forcibly woke to the concept that anything given a female name is obviously sexist.
Yep. Of course.
Calling ships her is probably sexist too. I haven't figured out how yet, but I'm working on it.
I could see Steele Saunders wanting to call her a Nazi as soon as she told him that it was toxic. I saw him go, "You're an alt-right Nazi." He wanted to say it, and he's like, "I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter, and this isn't someone from the Fandom Menace. Damn it!"
It's like, you're one of us, right? You're one of us. You're not one of us. What the fuck, dude? This is gigantic. I need a still frame of those 2 fingers. 2 genders, she said.
Yep.
Damn,
Man.
dude.
Let's be real. There are no genders. We invented those, but there are only 2 sexes.
This is some funny stuff right here, man. I mean, Daisy's red pilling the Star Wars fandom right now. She's red pilling.
Somebody said in my comments that she's dating a guy who is probably doing this to her.
Nice.
Yeah, like a kind of a right winger guy. I want to find out who that is.
Yeah, let's get this guy on the High Council. Let's get this guy on the High Council.
Did you ever find out more about? Was it that umbrella guy who someone harassed his kid or something?
Yeah, EVS had him on the show the other night, I think, right? EVS.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What was the deal with that?
Well, it's there are some weirdos who on SJWs, a cult of very strange people who have been harassing me, who harass your boy Zach, who and now they just sort of go from gate movement to gate movement, and then they're getting worse and worse and more out of line. Yeah. Umbrella Guy subscribes to, he's part of Weeb Wars Anime Gate. I stand with Vic Mignogna. And I certainly do too. So he is under attack right now because he's I think he's like the 3rd biggest voice in Anime Gate. And they found out about his kid, his 5-year-old daughter. They want to dox her. Apparently they are trying to dox his wife. They're trying to get him fired from his work. And he has responded to this. He did what I told him to do, monetize it. Hitch these SJWs up to a plow like the dumb animals they are. They have no money but a lot of pool. So just like Barnyard Animals. Open up an Indiegogo campaign and put out a comic book. And the more they promote you by being negative, the better you'll do. So he's actually doing pretty good. He started his own comic book Indiegogo to coincide with theirs. They have one called Deadbeats on Kickstarter. He's already passed them twice over, and that makes them even more angry. That's what I know about. I'm helping him promote his Indiegogo campaign for a book called The Littlest Umbrella, The Case of the Littlest Umbrella. And it's like a horror kind of scary book for kids. And if you guys want to go check that out on Indiegogo, the Case of the Littlest Umbrella, and support somebody who is under attack by these weirdos, right? They don't give up. These people do not stop. They never quit. And all you can do is just succeed so gloriously that they eventually get sad and go away.
That's not that hard to do. That pretty much any success, pretty much any act of not dying immediately is enough success to make them sad and go away.
Well, they stick around for a little while. The sad thing about this is that they seem to have moved off of me and onto AnimeGate. So I'm sitting here like feeling kind of left out.
I know it's really sad when you watch everyone around you get hate and they're just neglecting you. It's really
yeah. I'm like, wait, what? Aren't I hateable? I don't feel sexy anymore. I thought I was despicable. Not so much, I guess. So I don't know.
Well, shout out, you're very huggable. So that's just me.
Thanks.
Shout out to my friends over at Rooster Teeth, specifically Andy from Rooster Teeth, who is back fussing and crying about me once again. The fact that people at Rooster Teeth are worried about Geeks and Gamers is amazing. And I will make a video on this situation and show how stupid Andy is for coming after me again, because last time this pork wallet came after me, he deleted the tweet because I hit him with the facts, because he came after me. And he said some stupid shit about Geeks and Gamers, and I proved him wrong. And then he apologized and deleted the tweet. And now here he is again, spewing nonsense. And it's just like, why? And he was apparently at Star Wars Celebration, yet he didn't want to take any comments towards me on Twitter until the day after I left Celebration. Interesting how that worked out. Interesting indeed. So Andy, you'll be hearing from me really soon. So I know you guys are upset about the whole Vic Mignogna situation over there at Rooster Teeth, because I'm pretty sure, didn't Rooster Teeth fire him, or end their contract with him?
Yeah, cowards, just cowards.
Yep. You know? So yeah. So again, I encourage Rooster Teeth with their 10 million subs on YouTube. If Andy has the pull to get on their YouTube channel, please go ahead, talk about me over there, please. I appreciate that.
Guys, Nerdrotic is in the chat. I don't know if you guys saw Nerdrotic.
What's up, Gary? How's everything going, my friend? Glad to see you here. Sorry I haven't talked to you much because it's been running like crazy, but we'll hook up soon, man. I'll come on a live stream on your channel, so glad to have you here in the chat. All right, David Hervey, what if the Skywalker is the name of the ship? They might do that too. I mean, at this point, I think all options are on the table.
What if they rename the Millennium Falcon the Skywalker?
Oh God! The fact that we think that's even possible says so much about Disney Star Wars. Yeah. Oh my God. It's cringe. It's cringe. Jason Green, hail guys. Glad you had a good time at Celebration. Keep EVS away from your Jabba dancers. That's right, EVS. You cannot have my Jabba dancers. Jason Green sent me dancers. Jason Green sent me Jabba dancers in my PO box, and they're awesome. So yeah, they're really cool. So I appreciated that. He's not getting near them. Don't worry. I'll be the one $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. The Grand Inquisitor super chat. Also, FUCK Disney Star Wars. I think we all agree with that. James says hit the like button. Thank you, James. Smash that melee button if you don't mind. 870 melees to 13 downvotes. Can we get over 1,000? Smash that mofo right now. Well read user 1. Greatest comic pitch ever. Serpent Handler. If Jack Kirby wrapped his fist in a heavy metal magazine and shoved a He-Man figure down your throat.
What book is this?
It says greatest comic pitch ever. Serpent Handler, quote, if Jack Kirby wrapped his fist in a heavy metal magazine and shoved a He-Man figure down your throat.
Yeah, I kind of want to read that.
Yeah, see, and a He-Man figure down your throat would be very painful. I had He-Man figures back in the day. Did you collect He-Man figures, Jeff?
Oh, dude, He-Man's before my time.
Okay, He-Man figures were awesome, dude. Not as good as G.I. Joe's, though. Jedi Master 667. Let's see. Don't know how much of the EU you guys enjoy, but have you tried the Old Republic Mom? It's the last bastion of the new EU content. It's as good as Knights of the Old Republic. I am not a big EU person. I have Knights of the Old Republic video games, and I plan on playing them when I get time. I don't think you guys are really big into the EU, correct?
No.
Yeah, so not a lot of EU here on the council. Thomas Gilkey just popping in to say, hey, hope you're doing well, bro. Miss ya. Going to New York City to hang out with people from the Geeks and Gamers community for my birthday next week. Great coverage from Celebration. Happy to hear that, Thomas.
Happy
That's really
birthday too, dude.
Yeah, and happy birthday, brother. Thomas, big supporter of me for years, long before we had a big YouTube channel. Always a believer in me, always had my back, always supported us financially, always promoted us everywhere he could, and just an all-around good dude. So so really happy for you, man, and I'm happy that you guys are doing a meetup up there. One of these days when you guys do these New York City meetups, which you've done several, I want to make it up there for one of these. I know you guys would appreciate that. I really do. I'm really happy you guys put these things together, and I would like to see more stuff like that all over the country. Eddie Max of Andor says, how y'all doing, suckers? God bless. Well, thank you. We're doing great. Nicholas Glenn. Hey, this is Lindy. Watch the videos from Saturday night, and the comments in the chat were hilarious. People kept talking about my boobs, or your bobs is what you said, but we're saying boobs. Maybe I need to start a channel. Yes. Go ahead.
No, we loved Lindy. That was she had the Rose Tico jacket that Ethan definitely wanted.
Yeah. And everybody was talking about, like, who's the blonde, talking about her boobs. And I was like, yep, they're into her, that's for sure. So start a channel, damn it. Start a channel. David Hart.
Boobs.
Yes, Lindy's
call
boobs.
Your channel Lindy's boobs.
Yes. Let me see. David Hervey. Mike Zeroh has to be the most hardest working man in Star Wars fandom. He has been dropping all kinds of theory videos ever since Episode 9 trailer dropped. I want to watch some of these videos. EVS, have you watched any of them?
I haven't watched them in a little while. They're starting to feel a little formulaic to me, but I will go and check out Mike Zeroh post Star Wars Celebration. It should be interesting.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
I thought Mike Zeroh didn't do theories. I thought he just went to the future and brought us back facts.
He does do that, actually. Cotton Candy Hair Jeremy, thoughts on Star Wars Theory being a shill now? I don't know about that. I mean, I hung out with Theory a little bit at Celebration. You guys know I know Theory. I mean, he's definitely was feeling the Episode 9 trailer. Outside of that, I don't know what his response was to everything else. But
I just want to say, I just want to say he has a weak chin. That's all I want to say. I'm not going to make any judgments about it. I was surprised. Like, I've seen his channel, but in person, it's like a little startling. It's just a weak chin. That's all.
Is that the guy that did the Vader film?
Yeah.
Okay, I saw him too.
Yeah. So I mean, I know Star Wars Theory personally. He's not a shill. I didn't watch his response to the Episode 9 trailer. I heard about it, but he's not a shill.
You're a Disney shill, so how would you know? Maybe you're just.
This is true. I'm definitely a shiller. And he is bald, says Postmortem 666.
I don't. You guys know how I feel about them bald guys.
Yes. We don't need to open that can of worms right now.
So don't worry.
Elvis Knight 86. Thanks for the Fandom Menace. Stop ruining beloved stories. Disney 2021 indie franchise continues to burn. I don't even want to talk about the indie thing. I don't know much about what they're doing, but I don't have any confidence in it at all.
Indiana Jones?
Yeah, the indie franchise. So
it should have died in 1989.
Agreed.
Yep. Turd Burglar says, what's your favorite purchase at Celebration? I didn't buy anything. I did buy some really good pizza at the convention center, so I guess that's my best purchase.
Whoa! You consider that really good pizza?
All things considered.
Dude,
wait,
you're in
which one?
Chicago.
Well, yeah.
You have way better pizzerias. We got pizza like 4 times.
Oh my god, I got pizza way too many times. Dude, Jeremy is from Florida. All pizza outside of Florida to him is really good pizza.
Yeah, fair enough. Florida is.
Jesse just really, Jesse just nailed it. So right there. So.
No taste this one.
What about you? Did you buy anything, EBS? No Rose Tico stuff?
No, I couldn't find anything that I really wanted. So yeah, I'd say my best purchase was some of that Chinese food that we had. I mean, that was great.
That was good.
That was really
Yeah.
good. Mine by far and away. I'm wearing it actually. It's a Han Solo bathrobe. It's his whole outfit printed onto a bathrobe. And I've decided I'm retiring my Han Solo cosplay. Anytime I feel like doing a Han Solo cosplay, I'm just going to wear the bathrobe instead.
Now, so Jeff, you said you bought. So what did you say you bought earlier?
2 Han Solo figures
2 Han
and
Solos,
Obi-Wan
yeah.
Kenobi.
Okay, so I didn't buy anything, so I'm getting sick. I can already feel it. So I'm trying to get through this. I've had to mute several times. So I keep coughing. I'm getting sick.
I've got a tickle in my throat. I'm gonna sleep for about 13 hours tonight and see if I can knock it out that way.
Yeah, I'm trying to power through this right now. So, HCF Wesker 6991. They're white. Best part of the trailer panel. Yeah. Christopher Ryan says, "Go watch go watch Ethan's new video. God bless." Christopher, dropping the plug for Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Good
Thank
to hear.
you. Yeah.
By the way. Yeah, and by the way, I forgive me. I was gonna do this throughout the show, and I apologize for not doing it. I did tell my mods to drop the link, but Doomcock was doing his 20,000 subs celebration live stream tonight. He accidentally scheduled it that kind of conflicted with the High Council. So please go subscribe to Doomcock. Overlord DVD is actually his channel name. So if anybody who has a link to Doomcock's channel, please continue to drop that link in the chat throughout the rest of the High Council, because we love Doomcock and we're happy that he hit 20,000 subs. He's doing a great job. Doomcock is awesome. He's part of the Fandom Menace. He's been on the High Council multiple times. He's bailed us out of a couple of times where one of us couldn't make it, and Doomcock has been there to help us out. So we all support and love Doomcock. So definitely go subscribe. There's Mecha Random, and she is dropping links right now. So hail Doomcock in the chat.
Mecha Random also said for you and I to feel better. So thank you, Mecha Random. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Random. Thank you so much. Let's see. Turd Burglar said, if the if the Emperor can come back, Luke can come back. Thoughts? Nothing in episode 9 trailer got me excited about seeing it personally. I mean, do you want to do the Red Letter Media video? Nobody's ever really gone. Did you guys see that? Oh my God. Oh my God. Go watch that video after the High Council. Red Letter Media. Nobody's ever gone. I mean, he basically just goes through like all of the deaths in Star Wars, and he just, every time somebody dies, he goes, nobody's ever really gone.
Oh my God.
It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. I know everybody in the chat has already seen it. Probably they're going to be talking about how good it was. It was so good. So yeah, man. Yeah, they can bring him back. There's no doubt about it, because nobody's ever really gone. Such a goddamn stupid line. I hate that fucking line, especially after watching the Red Letter Media video. But yeah, I don't think anything's off the table for Disney Star Wars, because they clearly, I'm telling you, Kathleen Kennedy, she just, she's like that teacher that just doesn't pay attention to anything in school. She's like, hey, kids, do this, and just doesn't pay attention. And that's what she does with Star Wars. And she's just whatever. The woman let Solo get 90% done before she decided, hey, I don't like what they're doing. I'm going to fire these people 90% into the project. I can't fathom how you can be that incompetent. I really can't. I just don't. How the fuck are you an executive of a studio that is in charge of Star Wars, and you took a pitch from, I can't even remember the guys' names. What's the guys' names that were originally on it?
Lord and Miller.
Lord and Miller.
Yeah, Lord Miller from the Lego Movie. How do you take a pitch from Lord and Miller, what their history was, Lego Movie and 21 Jump Street? Is that right?
Yep.
So you take a pitch from these guys. Clearly they have a comedic background that's very kind of like, it definitely doesn't have a serious tone. These are very funny movies, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You take a pitch from them. How do you not get daily updates? Maybe even weekly updates, maybe even monthly updates, 90% into the project. My God, so stupid. So my point is, anything can happen. I bet right now, I bet they still haven't decided if Luke is coming back. I bet some person mopping the floors is like, they're gonna, hey, call that guy Ricky in here. That guy Ricky, he was taking a dump the other day, and he was on the phone, and he had a really good idea about Luke. We can really get him in here for that. And he may pitch him an idea that Luke can come back and give him some kind of off the wall theory from the EU. And they're like, I like that idea.
Jeremy, Ricky sounds like a man's name, and we can't have opinions from men because they're evil.
This is true. I'm sorry.
Ricky.
No, Ricky with like Ricky Lake. So it was actually he's transitioning right now. Gotcha. So we're good. We're good from that department.
Right, but yeah, triggered. It's fine.
Yeah. Captain Cisco says, esteemed panel, have you guys been to Hooters? I've been to Hooters a long time ago. I don't go to Hooters anymore. You guys?
I went in high school.
Yeah.
Do they really have good wings, or is that just what people say? So they don't.
It's what people say. The food shit.
Yeah,
it's all shit.
It's all about the food. So it doesn't seem like we have a very strong Hooters fan base here on the council.
I could just look down, so you know.
I mean, the last time I went to a Hooters, I believe, was when in Hollywood, and that was like 10 years ago, probably. And at that point, I was just tired of seeing dudes dressed up as chicks, and I'm like, I need to see some chicks. So because Hollywood is full of that. All right, why?
Oh, did you guys hear about my new gender identity? So consistently, this is like the past 4 times I've been through an airport, I've gotten misgendered. So I now identify as a man when I'm at the airport. To make it easier for everyone, that way no one has to get upset. Just, you know, and I decided this, and I went into Chicago O'Hare yesterday, this morning. Jesus Christ, this morning, and sure enough, I'm clearly presenting correctly because I was correctly identified as male as soon as I stepped through the doors. And once I left the airport, you know, my friend picked me up and instantly knew I was a woman again. So
this happened to you. That happened to you when I was at the airport with you too. So
it happened again. She kept doing it. There was no correction this time. She kept doing it. I had to like take some stuff out of my bag because it was too heavy. And every time she would tell the next person, "Oh no, let this gentleman come back and let me take care of him." I'm like, "Oh my God, I just."
Good stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm really getting sick. Why so serious? Palpatine is the villain the galaxy deserves. I mean, he is, if that was part of the plan, but it wasn't. They wanted to hype up Snoke and that stupidity. So they're getting the conversation they wanted. So they've definitely accomplished that. Rising underdog of the next Denzel with laughing emojis. Oh yeah, he definitely ain't that, but he thought he was. Let's see, Catressel. Am I saying that right? Is it Catressel, Jeff? Catressel White?
I've never had that person on our channel.
Okay, well, he was kind of talking like he knew you, so I wasn't. Oh, here he is. He's telling me right now. Sorry, guys. I'm not going to sound like an egotistical dick, but it's pronounced Catressel. Or you can just say Ket for short. Love you guys. So yeah, Ke and then -TRA-CEL. Catressel. That's what I think. Echo Base Network got some new videos up. Would love everyone's feedback and constructive criticism. Having Doomcock on tomorrow at 9:30. That's Echo Base Network. Go subscribe. Go support them. A Slayer named Buffy. Love to see Captain Log Marvel visit the Star Wars galaxy. And I said Captain's Log like in Star Trek. Visit the Star Wars galaxy and get into a Valley Girl staring match with Rey. Who would win? Captain Log.
Yeah, Captain Door Frame.
Yeah, I think Captain Log easily. Black Angus Reviews Star Wars Celebration turnout either says this is the fandom Star Wars has now, trans cosplay awareness and Raylo, Storm Pilot, or real paying fans stayed home and are jaded. I'm interested to see, do we know, like, were they happy with the turnout or not? Do we know?
Dude, we all just got back. I haven't even had a chance to look, but I will say there were weird dead periods on like big convention days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon was surprisingly not that crowded.
Yeah, so I'm interested to know what the numbers are, if they're how they're gonna report that or release that or anything like that. So Raiders of the Lost Flicks, hey guys, loved your celebration videos. Jesse Milestone wins for best party animal. Love you all.
I'm hurt you didn't vote for me, but okay.
Cecil Sears says, "What is this? Some kind of council?" All right, Black Angels Reviews Daisy Van Skyver in the works EVS. Oh, Daisy Van Skyver EVS.
Sure, why not? Yeah,
I would love to see that.
What is that, a ship? I mean, I don't know.
No, like I mean, just you could do like a Daisy Van Skyver comic.
Oh,
You know, she's always talking about two genders and an anti-Raylo character.
yeah. She's
the red pilling Jedi.
Yeah, I like it. I think you got a hit on your hands right there. 007 Cloud, Hail Daisy. Our official Endgame is going to be a massive disappointment. Ruined a main character's arc. They decided to go for Guardians of the Galaxy Thor Ragnarok theme via. Well, oops, all right, I didn't know that. We don't care about leaked stuff for Endgame, so I'm not gonna talk about that. I wish I would have read that in advance. But
well, at least you didn't actually accidentally be on a toy forum and see the fucking merchandise that spoils it.
yeah, so don't throw no goddamn spoilers in the chat. That's all I'm saying. I'm deleting that one right now. So, bam. All right, it's gone. So thank you for the super chat, but we don't want to have spoilers. Tech guy, EV, gotta say hello. I started this gangsta shit.
Yeah.
TLJ Screwjob, hope Vic goes for RT in round 2. Oh, Rooster Teeth in round 2. That'll be interesting. Conglomerate says Daisy could be referring to no transgenders in Star Wars. Well, that was 2 years ago, so we're not sure exactly what she meant by that. Bruce Lombardo, I wish you guys knew the joy of the D6 RPG lore. Yeah, I've never been an RPG person myself. Jack Random, Jeremy, good job defending the over-enthusiastic Star Wars fan or trailer fan. The guy was a little charged, but didn't deserve the hate. Well done. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I watched it. So many people told me, like, oh, look at this guy's soy. And I'm like, I watched it. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is cringe. There's no doubt about it. It was cringe, but yeah, just, I don't know. The internet really pounced on the dude. So I figured, you know, why not just go ahead and,
he doesn't need Nazis to stick up for him. Jesus, Jeremy.
I heard that. Ian Aldridge just wanted to say congratulations to Ethan Van Sciver for the Star Wars Celebration broadcast and his awesome Gamoran guard cosplay costume.
I wasn't dressed like a Gamorrean guard. What?
Sorry. All right. I'm really getting sick. It's getting worse as this.
Hey guys, if Jeremy dies, can I just become the new Jeremy? Is that okay with you guys?
Yes,
Yeah, you already replaced one of our lists or our members on our show, so why not?
Yeah, that. I'll just be everybody. I'll be the Van and Ethan Van Sciver as well.
Ian Aldridge loving the Jesse Milestones avatar with Joe Biden horse.
Guys, okay, and there's another one coming up too where someone says Kathleen Kennedy horse. A bunch of people are saying this. I just want to say that's really, really mean. It's incredibly insulting. That horse was a gorgeous and beautiful creature. He does not deserve these insults. Okay, that horse is a sexier woman than Kathleen Kennedy will ever be.
That is true. That is true, actually. Jedi Master 677. I am the one true Disney shill. Yes, you are, Jedi Master 677. TLJ Screwjob. What is this stuff about Netflix versus chick flicks? Yes, so the Netflix account is being run by an SJW right now, and they are taking a stance against people calling chick flicks actually chick flicks, and it's the dumbest thing ever.
My favorite part was they're like, "There's no comparable word for guys stuff." I'm like, bro movie, dude movie, guy movie. Like, pick any male name. I mean, I just don't call them man movies, but like, dude movies is definitely a thing.
Yeah, I mean it's just stupidity and I just, you have to go to is it at Netflix Film, and you can see them getting on their soapbox about it, and it's just stupidity, and it's a BuzzFeed writer that's running that account now.
No, so Cecil's insulting my horse in the chat now.
Well, that's what Cecil does.
He's prettier than Sarah Jessica Parker, right?
A1 says Jeremy Campia mentioned Geeks and Gamers wouldn't criticize you. Yes, I know Campia said that. Campia's a fucking idiot. And he basically, somebody super chatted him, asked him about Geeks and Gamers. He spent the next 6 minutes talking about how he wasn't going to talk about Geeks and Gamers. And he kept talking about how there's these other channels that dedicate all this hate to me, and that's what they want to do. Yeah, I knew who he was talking about. He's talking about you because you got your 100-something thousand view video. Where
I put him in videos all the time because he is the worst.
Yeah, he really is. And so I'm gonna make a response when I get time. But I know about that. I saw it. Thank you everybody that tipped me off about that. And so yeah, Campy is just a lost soul at this point. I used to be a fan of the guy, and he is just completely gone. He's gone. He's checked out. El Jaro says favorite line from EVS at Celebration. I would like to dress like Chewbacca. Oh, a churro.
Yes, that was a pivotal moment.
Spider-Man, not Bug Boy. Never saw Game of Thrones. Heard it's woke. True. I don't think so at all. But now I didn't read the books, and a lot of people didn't like the last season that know the books. But I don't get the woke feeling at all. Jesse, are you familiar with the books?
Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
First of all, the show is way past the books now. Neither one of them, I think, is woke in any way. I actually did a long-ass video on my channel not long ago talking about the women in Game of Thrones and how they actually represent realistic women. They're not these Mary Sue characters that are infallible. They're all flawed. They're all powerful. I need to for the sake of fairness, I need to do a comparable one about the men. But it's a great. I personally, I think last season sucked for different reasons. I think last season was just boring, and everything that happened in last season could have happened. All the exciting things could have happened in 2 episodes. And this first one of this season so far, like one thing happened, and the rest of the time was just people looking at each other. But in terms of actual the wokeness factor, I don't think so. I think that the show, one of the big things right now that we don't have in woke content is real grittiness, the actual ability to show characters in pain, show them suffering, show them failing, show them faltering, show them flawed, show them sometimes evil, making, the wrong decision, things like that. Because we have to make sure that every character who might be a minority or a person of color or a woman is perfect, because they're obviously perfect because they're better than us. So they definitely don't do that, which I appreciate. That said, it's a very, it's a diverse show in that sense. Like, you have a crippled character on there. Okay. Is there an overarching message about, handy-capable people? No, there's not. So.
Yeah, I don't get the feeling at all. And I don't. EVS, do you watch it?
No. I watched some of it and thought it was just.
Hey, I had to watch the new episode.
I love it. I love it so much. The new episode, if you don't know anything about it, that new episode wasn't going to do anything for you. But
I've seen every episode and it barely did anything for me. I was like, oh, somebody told somebody something and we didn't get to see their reaction. Oh, there's an interesting cliffhanger, but it's just people looking at each other. Like, most of that whole entire episode is just people eyeballing each other.
Yeah, but I love the series overall. So, all right, Jedi Master 667, for my fellow pro Disney fans, check out the channel Blind Wave. It's just a couple of guys who just love all Star Wars, no politics required. Blind Wave is a great channel. I don't know those guys, but I'm aware of that channel, and Blind Wave is a great channel, no doubt about that. $10 super chat message retracted. Nasser up in the chat. Check out Blood Reaper on Indiegogo. So can we get a bunch of kick Nassers in the comments? I don't even know where that joke comes from. What is it? Where does that come from, EVS?
What, the idea of kicking Nasser?
Yeah.
It's just Nasser comes in and he's annoying and people want to throw him out.
So it's that simple, huh? It's that
simple, yeah.
He's the first one that said it, kick Nasser. So.
Yeah.
Yo, Ethan, you remember those guys who wanted you to go to their arcade on Friday night?
Yeah.
One of them was in my comments section of my live stream last night. It was weird.
Oh, well, they're fans, I think.
They didn't know any of us. That was the whole thing. Is I said hi. I was like, oh, who are you here for? And they're like, oh, we just care about Ethan. We don't even know the rest of you guys. But then he wanted to arm wrestle me, and he was like, if I win, you have to follow me on Twitter. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna lose. I have no arm strength. Like, my arms are not strong. I will lose. I'll just follow you on Twitter. He's like, no, let's do it. So he's in my chat last night being like, you have weak arms. I'm like, I know, I told you so. What's your point?
Yeah.
Let's see. DM says I missed a super chat, I think. I'm looking DM. I'm almost caught up on the super chat. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I did miss it. Since Han Solo doesn't really have a last name, does that mean Kylo's real name is just Ben? Interesting.
My favorite picture of the weekend was my picture with Ben Swallow.
That's interesting. Yeah. That I would think so. Actually, I missed quite a few actually. Right here in this section. I didn't even see this. So yeah, as far as Ben Swallow, I think Ben Swallow should be his official name. That's what I think. Ben Swallow. I think that should be his official name. Nicholas Glenn says, thoughts on JJ teasing a 4-hour episode 9 possibility? Did he?
Yeah. No, thank you.
Huh. I did not hear about that. So we'll see. Andy from the UK. Jesse Hello Puppet. Shout out to Anna. Hail Fandom Menace. Yeah, I missed quite a few actually. Let's see. Grand Inquisitor, did Jesse just kink shame Jeremy? So what if he likes bondage? Illumina says, hey guys, happy you had a good time. Also, what's your reaction to the guys cry over episode 9 trailer? Yeah, I did a response on that. And I kind of took up for the guy. So, you know, did you guys see that soy filled trailer?
Yeah, the kid's autistic.
Yeah, and he's just excited. That's what I said in my trailer. Look, man, I've been excited about stuff. Not that excited. It's a little way too over the top for me, but I think the internet pounced big time on this guy, and I'm like, good Lord, you know. So that was my thoughts on it. I missed a lot of damn super chats. I think. Let's see. Oh, Thor: The Best Avenger. Saw Jesse on Monday with Jeff. Recognized her voice. So that's good. Jeff Hickleberry. I put in that large pop to terrorize Logan Michael. Oh, man. Cars in Depth says, Jeremy, I write about cars. We should talk. Shoot me an email, jeremy@geeksandgamers.com or ddaycobra@gmail.com. Also, my webmaster just informed me, if you are wanting merchandise on geeksandgamers.com, go to the merch shop now and use the coupon code, all caps, I love geeks. And you can get 30% off of any merchandise on the website. And that's the coupon code, all caps, I love geeks. Use that, get 30% off for the remainder of this episode. geeksandgamers.com/store. My goodness, I missed so many. Michael Rodriguez, I am sad nobody got footage of the Star Wars shipping panel. Easily the highlight of Celebration 2019. I'm sure you'll agree. All I know about that one is that somebody that was on that panel was talking to someone, and Proper Jeremy, actually. And Proper Jeremy was having a discussion with this person at a bar or something like that, and Proper Jeremy mentioned Geeks and Gamers, and this person freaked out. And they're like, I feel very uncomfortable. I feel very uncomfortable with this conversation. All because he brought up Geeks and Gamers. Because he said, I am on the Raylo shipping panel, and I feel very, very uncomfortable with this conversation.
I feel uncomfortable about anyone on the Raylo shipping panel. I don't like people who support abusive relationships. That's messed up.
Yep. And so I was happy to hear that. I was really happy to hear that. And there he is. Proper Jenny says, yep, true story. As a matter of fact, let's see. Proper Jenny says, I snuck into the episode 9 panel. Sorry, Jeff. He did sneak into it. It's very funny, actually. TLJ Russian Bot. I enjoyed the trailer, but y'all have made hating Star Wars so much fun. I don't know if I've ever loved Star Wars as much as I've enjoyed y'all taking it to task. That's pretty funny, actually. Black Angus Reviews just uploaded the intro to my casting for the Fandom Menace as Game of Thrones characters. Episode 1 is EVS and related channels. Should premiere Sunday before Game of Thrones Episode 2. I'm actually looking forward to that. That sounds amazing. So go support Black Angus Reviews if you guys have not. Mile Peril, what is the High Council's favorite Gilmore Girls episode?
The one where Melissa McCarthy dies.
Yeah, Jeff is the expert on this because I've never seen Gilmore Girls. So Jeff, go ahead and show how much knowledge you have.
Yeah, there's an episode where a mom and a daughter talk about stuff over food. That's all I got.
I've never seen the Gilmore Girls.
Neither have I, dude.
I would let EVS talk about it. We don't have time. Getting
late.
So it's my God, I can't believe how many I missed. Jason Mathis, super chat, thank you. Ted Rod, super chat, says, yo, thank you. Phil McCracken, Stephen Colbert is a discount Trevor Noah. That's good, actually. Lego StarCraft, is it good or bad that I have a crush on Daisy Ridley? Like, she isn't woke and hasn't attacked the fans, right? Is it bad that I have a crush on her? I think Daisy Ridley is attractive as hell. Always have. So I got shit for that like 6 months ago, but I think everybody's starting to go, yeah, she is, I like her now. So
I just don't understand. If this is probably a blame the director moment, why every face she makes as Rey is the same stupid face. It's like she and Brie Larson are trying to have a stupid face contest.
That might be true. But I still think she's attractive. So
no, I don't. I'm not saying. And in other movies, she doesn't do that. In other movies, she doesn't do that.
I've honestly never seen her in another movie. I think she was in some.
She was in the train one with the people who died.
Yeah, I remember they were good. That
Murder in the Orient Express.
Yeah. I didn't see it. Was it any good?
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Mostly it was what's his face slept with a mustache saver, which was hilarious, and that was the highlight of the movie for me. But aside from that, I think I remember not hating it. So
we are closing in on 137,000 subs here on the Geeks and Gamers channel. If you have not subscribed, we are 29 away. 29 subs away from 137,000. Thank you all
Also, we're
so much.
39 likes away from 1,000 on this.
Nice. So we're getting there.
Go
Getting
ahead
there.
and repress, harass the like button.
Phil McCracken, Mike Zeroh was there to tell people spoilers for episode 13 he discovered after eating 7 grams of shrooms. That's a fantastic comment. Jason Mathis, Warwick Davis and Anthony Davis are hilarious together on stage. Why do they all say Anthony though? I don't know, but they are funny as hell on stage together. There's no doubt about that. All right, I'm trying to see. Oh, let's see. Jesse and Horseface Kennedy in the photo. That's the one you were talking about earlier. Trevor Wright is Jesse's avatar pic of her and Kathleen Kennedy. Don't hate on white stormtroopers. We don't. We respect them. Mega Jetty 1, Final Craig 007 with wife all the time in the world. I just am not a Bond person for some reason. All right, I finally got caught up on all of those. Now, Demajanai, the crazies don't like the new lead being white. That's true, they don't, it just shows their racism. Phil McCracken, Kathleen Kennedy said she loved Rian Johnson because the movie making process was smooth. It's why she signed the trilogy before the movie even released. She doesn't pay attention to what's going on in Lucasfilm. She's not a fan. That is 100% accurate right there. It's 100% accurate. Carl Manbers, love all your channels. Any of you run into the shills at Star Wars Celebration Chicago? I seeked a few of them out just to confront them, but they proved their shilliness when that happened. Tater, have a good night. High Council, I'm off to bed. Thank you. Proper Jenny, I saw Forrest Whitaker and the redhead from Shameless. Not surprising the turnout. Also, making a vid on how I accidentally snuck into episode 9 panel. Thank you, Ethan, for signing my copy of 12 Rules for Life.
Absolutely.
Breakfast at Jeremy's. Loved the celebration stuff, my dudes. Loved the new Game of Thrones episode, and it got me set on those guys doing the Old Republic. However, recent Kathleen Kennedy said in an interview Rian Johnson is involved. No April Fools this time. Wait, Rian Johnson's involved in the Old Republic movies? Like, is this the MTV one that y'all were talking about? Did she say anything about Rian Johnson, Jeff?
No, not that I recall. I have to go back and look at it.
All right, I'm about to look at this interview. So, escapist subject. Hey, Uncle E, on a scale of 1 to 10, how funny was the meme RO made of himself marrying your wife?
I'm not aware of that. I didn't see that.
You didn't see that one? All right. 007 Cloud, will the horse scare Dion?
Yeah. That's why he and Jesse didn't get along.
But I think everything scares Dion. He's a
all right, Blue Collar Daily. Think about this. Aquaman may be the last alpha male superhero we ever see. Really think about that. It's not. He's not gonna be the last, but he could be one of the last. If
guys, I could be cast as a superhero one day. I would 100% be an alpha male superhero. As long as we shoot it in an airport.
Jerry Thanos, $1 super chat. Thank you so much. 007 Cloud. Game of Thrones isn't woke, just mishandled. Berserk is better. Krista Joe, I hope Daisy red pills everyone now that her eyes have been opened via fanship situation. Hollywood and media will silence her like they did with Kelly Marie Tran. That is probably true. Ian Aldridge, EVS is too quiet, needs an insulin shot. Too much pie is what it is. Fortuitous. How do I say this? Fortuitous Gaming. Did you happen to see the cosplay meme of Darth Mouse dragging slave Leia costume George Lucas by the chain? I did. I uploaded
every day.
I uploaded a video on Geeks and Gamers about that, and I posted it on Twitter. Both got insane traction. So yes, I did. I got over 25,000 views on that video, which was great. Nicholas Glenn, are you going to do a video on Campia talking about you? I can't find the live stream. He mentioned you. I am going to do a video as long as I am not sick as hell, and I am really coming down with something as we speak. Christopher Roberts, how can I buy some sweet Geeks and Gamers Blazing Z car merch? You know, somebody made a picture of the Z car, and they actually also made a picture of me getting into the DeLorean, which was really cool, which I really appreciated. Let me see if I can find that really quick.
You're not cool enough for the DeLorean, dude.
Hey, I'll take my Z car anyway.
You can have the Z car.
I saw a DeLorean just driving down the street, Ventura Boulevard once upon a time, out where I live.
It's a regal vehicle.
I'm aware there's not a whole lot of them out there, but it was cool. It was just like I had to do a double take because it just pulled up at the intersection. I'm like, wait, oh, whoa, there you go.
Yeah, I can't find it right now, but yeah, but I appreciate the fan art of the Z car and the DeLorean with me getting in the DeLorean with my Star Wars hat. It's really cool. So I was digging that because I can't draw myself, so it's nice when other people draw for me. Darth TY says, or Darth Ty, wish I still had a reason to be excited about Star Wars, like the overzealous fan. Only Mandalorian and Clone Wars gave me the feels. Same here. Well, to an extent, the Jedi Fallen Order did for sure. Logan Michael, got to go to bed. In my nightmares, there are Funko Pops. Jerry Thanos. Chris H. put Brie Larson in her place, and that Wonder Woman is awesome. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that was a joke or not. I saw it, but I don't know if it was a joke. But we'll see. Waylon, $2 super chat. Thank you so much. All right, so we're finally caught up on that. My throat is killing me. So, again, go to geeksandgamers.com. I love Geeks for the coupon code to get 30% off until this show ends, and we're going to wrap it up here soon. So I love Geeks, all caps. That's the coupon code on geeksandgamers.com/store. If you want some Geeks and Gamers merch, go check it out. All right, now Proper Jenny says, I'll be uploading 3 videos due to Celebration, my encounter with an SJW, debate with a real Star Wars fan, and how I snuck into the episode 9 panel. So much material. And congratulations again, Proper Jeremy, on 500 subs, man. Good work. Appreciate that. Really happy for you. All right, so we're going to wrap this up soon. Jesse, are you doing a live stream after this?
I am. I probably won't get started until about 9, so about half an hour from now, 9 o'clock Pacific. In about half an hour, maybe we'll go on a little earlier. I will be streaming on my channel. If any of you guys are awake, which I doubt you will be, you're welcome to jump on. Yeah.
I'm going to take some medicine as soon as this is over because I'm catching something. So, all right. So anyway, this has been a great week. This was kind of like, I definitely want to bring Jesse on because we had the Fandom Menace meetup. I definitely wanted to get somebody else from the Fandom Menace on here just to, kind of talk about things and kind of show that chemistry and that, continuity that we all have because it was a really great weekend for all of us. We had a lot of fun. We met a lot of people, and we appreciated all of the enthusiasm and the turnout and the support and the excitement from everybody in the Fandom Menace. It was really, really awesome. So closing thoughts, Jeff?
This on the show
besides needing sleep.
I know I gotta get up early and work on a video, so I'm kind of dreading it. But
just general thoughts about the weekend and everything.
The weekend kicked ass. I had a lot of fun. I know Jesse, Anna, and I hit it pretty hard on Thursday with the guys from my show, which was worth it. But every day was exciting. I mean, yeah, Star Wars is in a shitty place. Yeah, the new trailer doesn't do it for a lot of people. But it was nice to meet everybody out there, grow the show, meet people face to face. A lot of people whose screen names I recognized, I now can put a name to the face. So that was a lot of fun. It was cool to talk to Hasbro directly. I got to talk to the guy that designed both Millennium Falcon toys, so that was kind of neat from a fan perspective. Got to talk to Lucasfilm directly. That was kind of cool. And I couldn't have had a better time, honestly, with the exception of the snow on Sunday, which I had to miss the convention for. I had a great time. I had so much fun last night. I kind of wish I didn't have to come back, but I'm happy to be home and get back to making the videos that you guys love. So that's all you guys got to say about that.
Good deal. Good deal. Jesse, closing thoughts on the weekend?
It was awesome for me from so many perspectives. As a fan of Star Wars, even though there were some, there's definitely episode 9 panel was a drag in some ways. There were some really exciting things. I liked getting to watch Anthony Daniels and Billy D. Williams talk. I got to meet Alan Tudyk. He signed a thing for me. He scribbled on my Jane hat for me, which was awesome. I got to meet you guys, which was a huge highlight for me. It was so exciting to just, I don't know, it's weird, like you're all real people, and it was a lot of fun. And then it was really cool getting recognized and having people just be excited to see you and get to duel with have a lightsaber duel. I didn't even realize it was going to happen, but of course, as we're fighting, just a huge crowd of people just stops and starts to watch. So I had fun doing it. I don't know if it looks cool or not. You can check out the video and let me know what you think. So, but
awesome.
I can't wait to see all of you guys again.
Good stuff. Good stuff. EVS?
Well, I'm just glad to be home, away from the constant and consistent harassment, which I did suffer the entire time during the convention. I downloaded the app that Brian Young recommended, the Star Wars Celebration app. There was a button on the app that said report harassment. When you report the harassment, you have the option to describe what kind of harassment it is. I always said sexual. and you describe where you are, and then describe the perpetrator who's actually perpetuating this harassment. And so, I said fat, chubby white guy with a soy beard, glasses, and an SJW or a fanboy tears mug hiding the lower half of his face. That was it wasn't comfortable for me. I didn't feel comfortable being sexually harassed all the time at Star Wars Celebration, but that's what the app was for, and I appreciate the people who designed it. I want to thank them for a wonderful time at Star Wars Celebration. I want to thank you guys for making it fun, and I want to thank the fans who came out to hang out with us. We'll do it again next year. That's our commitment to you. Star Wars Celebration 2020 in Anaheim. Can you imagine these people in their natural environment? It's gonna be a good time. We'll see you then.
Good deal. Well, thanks everybody. Let's see. Logan Michael says, seriously though, pop gay, back to bed. But yeah, so anyway, I've kind of said it all about, everything. Just appreciate all the support, all of the enthusiasm for everybody, introducing themselves to me and hanging out. And it was awesome. So we're looking forward to Star Wars Celebration 2020 in Anaheim. If you missed it earlier, I am giving away a free trip. I will be giving away a free trip to Anaheim 2020 Star Wars Celebration. That includes hotel, airfare, and a 5-day ticket. I will not be paying for any hookers or anything like that. So that is up to you if you want the hooker included.
I'll give that away on my channel.
But everything else, we're going to take care of it because, you guys have significantly made my life better in the past year and a half. And I just feel very lucky to be part of the Fandom Menace. And I'm happy with Geeks and Gamers and the growth that we're seeing. Also, if you go to geeksandgamers.com right now /store, you can get 30% off with the coupon code I love geeks, all caps. So other than that, it's it's been a fun show. I appreciate everything. I'm sorry I had to run through these. I'm holding back coughing so much right now. I'm sorry I had to run through some of these super chats kind of quick. If you guys really want me to, I will make another video on my personal channel so I can kind of give some more context to some of those super chats. If you would like, just let me know in the comments on this video that will be staying public on the channel. I'm kind of just letting videos stay public again for now for my live streams, just because I did it for the convention and it seemed to work pretty good. So I'm going to leave this public for a while. I may move back to taking them down, or at least putting them as unlisted and re-uploading them to my personal channel, but we'll see. All right, guys, thank you all so much. So for Jesse, for Jeff, for Ethan, for the Fandom Menace and Geeks and Gamers, we appreciate it so much. Have a great night. We will see you all again next week. Where are we at next week?
World Class Bullshitters, my channel.
World Class Bullshitters next week. So join us over there. Subscribe to World Class Bullshitters. Subscribe to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Subscribe to Mindless Entertainment. Jesse Milestone will be going live here in about 30 minutes on her channel. So you guys go join her. Smash the melee button. Have a great night, and we will talk to you later.